You are listening to Let's Talk by Broke Boys.
Oh my god, what on earth? That's so frustrating. Literally,
are we live?
that is one of the we are now, but for how I'm going to have to keep an eye on this.
Yeah.
I shouldn't do that. This is unlimited recording time. Right, let me explain this to everyone. So we've just sat here, had at least a 20-minute conversation, and
It's disappeared.
and I think somehow either I've not pressed it hard enough, but the recorder cut out. So let's start again.
Let's make it happen.
I mean, for a first time,
We're all learning.
and
Don't worry.
we've practiced now,
Yeah.
right? So we're going to be good at
Practiced
it.
really well, yeah.
Okay, so if you're listening to this right now, welcome. If you're watching this on YouTube, listening to this on Spotify, I think I'm going to try and get this on Apple Music as well, or Apple Podcasts, sorry. You're listening to the first ever episode of Let's Talk by Broke Boys, a podcast where we bring on people like our guest today, Jamie FYD.
Yeah, like
I
Tim
need
Westwood.
that.
Tim
I
Westwood do it.
need
Yeah,
that.
man. Yeah.
When you introduce someone, you automatically think like, "Where's the round?" Like you need a round of applause.
And
I should have
you
invited
need-
an
do you know what
audience.
you need, like the breaking glass in the background. Shing like that.
Mate, I can't believe it. Like, I can't believe we just sat here and I don't.
Mate.
I mean,
we're
if
all
I can,
learning.
if I can find that first bit, then it'll be fine. But right, let's go again. Explain again.
So,
Well, no, actually, for the audience, explain for the first time what it is that you do, mate.
my name's Jamie.
Yep.
I basically do modified car reviews for the internet or features. Anything from a young driver's car for 200 quid
Yep.
to expensive cars, stuff that you've always wanted to drive and just go and kick its head in and stuff and enjoy. Everything in the middle. SUVs, just weird, anything weird, classic, just everything.
Car
I
enthusiast,
think's
yeah.
cool. Do you
Car,
know what I mean?
yeah, car
I
enthusiast.
don't necessarily just go for big power things or low things or whatever. I'll do everything.
Yeah.
Because I like everything.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I think there's the majority of people are the same, where they want to see a lot of this sort of 4x4 and then an old car and then a young driver's car. Do you know what I mean? Like there's something for everyone on the channel. That's the real big thing.
Yeah. Obviously, this feels like deja vu. No, so we were just saying that one of the things that you've done recently. How long ago was that Micra?
Literally a couple of weeks ago.
Okay, yeah,
if
sick.
that.
So, Jamie, you shared on your Instagram just a post saying that you were coming on the podcast, and this guy's messaged me. We started chatting for a little bit, was talking about the show, and he said, check out my car. And then obviously I went on there, realised that you had done the review, and it was of a Nissan Micra.
Yeah.
So obviously Jamie FYD's the channel. You've got to go check it out. That is a wicked. I'll put stuff in the bio below, but it was a wicked. It was just a wicked review because long story short, what Micra is that?
I want to say K11.
I don't know.
Quote me on that.
I don't know.
It's
that rounded one.
Yeah, it's the
Oh,
rounded
actually, no,
shaped one.
because then they got worse. They got even more
Yeah,
rounded.
it wasn't the bad one. It
wasn't-
was like the sort of cool one in the middle.
It
like
wasn't
that
the one that looked like a chubby mum.
Yes,
It was the one.
It was the one before
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, okay,
But
that makes sense.
it was a base spec car with wind down windows.
Yeah.
No power steering. No nothing. No central locking.
I can't believe when you said because obviously when you said no power steering. What year is the car? Do you know?
I have no idea.
It's got to be
early.
early 2000s, surely. Is it early 2000s?
It's the rounded micro shape.
Either way, a car of that.
Oh yeah,
age.
that's how base it was.
Yeah.
Because it didn't even have that.
Because they wouldn't even offer. That's not even a thing now. Do you know what I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I know that's stupid, but like nowadays, you wouldn't get a base model. Yeah, I'll take that without the power steering. Yeah, I'll do that.
No,
one,
that
please.
wouldn't be an option, would it? Yeah. But like, yeah, this thing was like he bought it for 200 quid. He modified it for like 400 quid.
Yeah.
So it had 600 quid on it. And it was the coolest little thing ever.
Yeah.
And the idea was that I brought it to the channel because anyone can afford that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Anyone with a part-time job, full-time job, minimum wage, whatever you are, you can aspire to have that sat on your driveway at a young age. It's not hard to get that.
I think the thing with it as well is it's just one of them builds where you might not be a Micra fan.
But it's simple and cool,
Yeah.
so it's okay.
And and you did bring up something in the video actually, which I didn't hit upon earlier on, which with the K car aspect.
Yeah.
So in Japan,
Yeah.
we've got to highlight this. You've recently just gone to Japan. I went at exactly the same time.
Even meet each other. Yeah, we were talking backwards and
Yeah.
forwards constantly.
Where are you?
Yeah.
Where are you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I'm
like,
here.
we're this side
Yeah.
of Tokyo. We're that side of Tokyo.
So was you at the auto sale on the same day as us? You was, right?
On the Saturday. Or the
Did you not go
Friday?
on? No.
Friday? No, we were the Saturday, I think. We were the
Was it a
Saturday.
Sunday as well?
It was many days.
Yeah, there was a.
But I think.
Oh no,
yeah,
we was there
yeah,
because
I
went over to Auto Finesse and you had just gone.
Do you know? I messaged you when I was next to the carbon fibre R32, the red carbon fibre one.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, you were like, oh yeah, I'm here. I'm like, mate, I have no idea where I am right now. It's the biggest show in the world. But like, let's touch on that because you obviously do a lot of shows over here.
Yeah.
I've been in the show scene, for like the last 12 years.
Yeah.
The calibre of car,
mental,
and vastness of not just car but quality, is something I've never seen anything like it in my life.
The thing that I think, I don't want to get into this because I don't want to go into it too much because I think it's too much of like a political topic. But like the thing that the UK car scene is missing is we've like, especially. So for anyone, I don't know, new to this, coming from your channel, doesn't know about Broke Boys, like we do heavily associate ourselves with like modified cars.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be anything majorly modified, but like the Micra is perfect for us. Like, that's a bit of us sort of thing. I think we've kind of got into that. We went down that subtlety route, but really missed still paying attention to detail.
Yes.
So like here, it's like, buy a car regardless of what car it is, and then like air and wheels are the standard thing, and then like you might venture into a wrap, and then like everything else stays from there. But I come from cars, modified cars I started really enjoying in like 2014, and then it was like wrap your whole interior in suede. And then there was the what was it called? It was like a
it was something.
It was like a velvety feel stuff that you could. It was like flocking. Oh my,
yeah, that was huge. At one point,
that was massive. And then like getting everything flocked was like a thing. And then what happened was it was like, no, that's not cool anymore. We went down the subtlety route, and it was like, now you don't really do much. No. All due respect, you just don't.
You know, it's different car scenes because I've thankfully ventured from one to the other a lot.
Yeah.
I do the UK car scene where I look and see these cars. They're beautiful. Yeah. And I love every person that goes and gets off their ass and does something with something.
Yeah.
But I do then go to an American car rally show, whatever, where old guys have got a bacon sandwich sat there with their wife, like having a picnic next to their polished car, and they just want to talk about it.
Yeah.
They're not hating.
Yeah.
And the car scene can take a lot from that sort of scene.
Yeah.
And if you ever do get a chance to just, whether you like old cars or not, go to a classic car show.
Oh, mate.
And realise what it's actually about having these cars.
I think my mindset's slightly different. I don't want to be that guy, but I think my mindset is slightly different just due to the fact that my first car is a Classic Mini.
Yeah.
And it is very much like, with a Classic Mini, you can pull up in the majority of car parks, and there will be someone of the age of 45, 50 plus who will approach you and go, I had one of them, and then talk to you about it for half an hour. And like, don't get me wrong, like sometimes the novelty wears off, but then again, that's what the car shows are like. When you go to one of the things with London to Brighton Mini Run every year, love sitting at that because like everyone there wants to help you. Everyone that's got a Mini on that seafront wants to give
just
you
all right, and they're actually into the car,
and they want to give you a helping hand. Like they really, really do. And that for me is like where I originated from. So yeah, it's exactly the same. And to be honest with you, I think Japan was massively like that.
Yeah, and I think it actually still is.
Yeah. Oh no, completely.
You walk around and there is no hatred towards any of it. Everyone's like, well done for doing that. Well done for actually going out and trying your hardest. Like, but if you noticed in Japan, especially, the actual outside the car scene as well, everybody is in the same position where if you're actually doing something for yourself, good on you. Yeah. There's no prejudice against it. There's no hate towards it. It's just well done for doing something.
Mate, I'll show you a picture in a minute. The best one that we found, we went to where was it? Do you know the service station which overlooked a large bit of Japan? Did you go to that?
Yeah.
And it was like on a bridge.
Yeah.
So
coolest place ever.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I want to say it, but I don't know what it's called.
And if anyone's Japanese, it's like one of those. We stayed in. We called it Asakusa.
Yeah,
but it's actually called like Asakusa or something.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my god, I can't say that.
Yeah, but English language doesn't
allow you to have the work out
how to say it.
So we went to this. Well, obviously you've been as well. For everybody listening, there's a service station. It's not even really a service station. It's a kind of service stop.
It's like a car park with a vending machine.
Yeah,
it's like the coolest one ever.
Yeah, and it's on a bridge which goes up to like a massive kind of U-turned bridge which goes onto a dual carriageway.
Yeah.
And the views that you get from up there are insane.
Unreal.
It's like of Tokyo, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we went there, and this guy turns up. I can't remember what it was. Toyota. Now my mate Dan's like obsessed with them. Like anything Toyota, he'll love. Like it could be the ugliest thing in the world, he'll love it. And it's just like, Dan, come on, mate. Like, chill out.
But
chill
it's
out, bro.
Toyota.
Yeah,
yeah.
So
Sounds like me.
yeah. So he goes over to this guy. We're sitting in the car. It's absolutely freezing, and he's like, "Bruv, you've got to get out of the car and come and have a look at this." So we walk over to this kid's car. I was like, "Really, do I have to?" Like we were done. Like we were so knackered. He was like, "No, honestly, mate. Like come over." We've gone over to this car. It was insane.
Yeah.
And this is what I mean by the attention to detail, right? So let's say, for example, even if you've got a lower budget and you've bought yourself a shitter, like a 200, 300 pound shitter, like it's fallen to pieces. This guy had completely stripped the interior, which is a standard thing to do. He'd put a bucket seat in replacement. He had wired an additional fuse box onto the dashboard so that he could see the fuses of what he needed.
Just in case.
Speakers didn't work, and where he'd taken the door cards out, the speakers didn't have anywhere to sit. So he had wired in like permanently like his own little speaker system up in like the headrest, the
roof lining.
I guess I don't really know how to explain it, but he had wired it up there, and it was like if that falls on you, you're dead. But he did it. Then what else was there? He had done that. Oh, it was, I can't remember what they were called. It was called like a step wagon or something, and he had used the side skirts off of like a truck, cut them down, and stuck them on the sides. Wow. He had used a wing off of a Subaru, and over here.
That's
you
how
hear,
dare you?
Yeah, you hear like
wing off
the Subaru on a Toyota. Get out.
Yeah.
Like, and all due respect, with the English modification scene, like if somebody does that, usually it does at pants. But them, like, it fit perfect. Like it was like this is off Subaru. I was like, really? Like, is it? You sure?
You know what it is because over there, if you're going to do something like that, you do it properly. You don't just stick it on your driveway and hope for the best. He's probably moulded it properly to the car. So you wouldn't have known that was a Subaru spoiler.
You wouldn't.
But
you would never have known.
It's the thought of, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it 100% to my best ability, and it's going to look as the way I want it to. And that's something that a lot of people should take home with if you're going to do something.
It's like...
go all the way.
It's like their discipline is on another level.
Yeah.
Their discipline and attention to detail. And I think... that's what we miss here slightly.
Yeah.
Just there's little things that you could do. Like they'll just do little mods to the interior and you think, oh, that's really cool. They'll just change tiny little things and we just don't seem to do it. I don't want to slag our car scene off because
No, because it's a fantastic car scene and the mentality of Japan is completely different to Los Angeles. Los Angeles, there's so much money that you can actually do anything you like.
Yeah.
So when I went there, the car scene is like anything you could desire has happened.
Yeah. How many times have you been to America?
I've been to Florida and stuff but I've been to LA once for a week and it was, I need to.
And that was for just a holiday or you went like car specific?
Thankfully, one of my mates went there to work, so I just jumped in with him, got a plane ticket and sort of went out there, which was really nice. And it's sort of an eye-opener again, rented a car and just went and enjoyed myself. I didn't really go there specifically for shooting cars or anything like that. I went there for me because I was going to say, love the LA scene and America and cars and all that sort of music and all that.
Yeah.
So like for me, that was, I needed to go and see what it was actually about and go to the specific places that I wanted to go to.
Yeah.
And eye-opening. Big time.
I was going to say, did you go out of your way to search for...
Yeah, I had a list of places I wanted to go. One of them was the Fast and Furious house, and I didn't even go there. I went all that way and didn't even go. Oh, don't even start. But I went to Muscle Beach. I've always wanted to go there. And Venice Skate Park, Gold's Gym, Hoonigan we went to. It was just like... I had a list in my head and I wrote it down and I was like, where have I actually wanted to go that's influenced what I do as a person and my channel and my brand and all that, like me growing up.
Yeah, you as an individual.
Yeah, like go and actually see what it's about. And it was like ticking the biggest tick off my list.
So you'd recommend?
I'd go there now if I could. Do you know what I mean? I would be on the plane.
I love how there was
Angel Crest Highway. Oh, mate. Angel Crest Highway is, don't quote me, it's about 60 miles long and it's a canyon pass from the top of LA to, I'm not quite sure where it goes, but we did about 20 miles of it. Best evening ever. Convertible V6 Camaro, crap engine. crap car really, but convertible, summer, LA, that pass, nothing can beat that. Except for actually seeing drifting in Japan.
I'm so
Nico
pissed.
Circuit,
I'm so pissed I missed it. How did you get there? in the end?
Drove up. It was like 2 hours.
Yeah,
from
see,
where we were. It was a very long way away.
We really, so it was quite unfortunate. So Dan knows a guy out there called Co. He lives there, and he was ill for like the first
which is a
4
shame.
days. Yeah, which kind of obviously it wasn't his fault, but like it stumped our plans, and I was just like, oh shit. So we were really looking into getting there, and it was like, oh yeah, car 2 hours. We were like, right, so there's train, like it's the only option,
it's the only way you're getting there,
and it was like 60 quid per way, and I was just like, oh yeah, it's not happening. Like it's not happening at all.
Do you know what it is about Japan? It's so vast, but not like the way UK is vast.
Yeah,
the road from where we were to Nikko Circuit was relatively straight. There was nowhere to stop, and when I say nowhere, I mean like there was nothing. The whole way we went through a couple of towns, maybe,
because they really,
and that was it.
They really situate themselves in cities, don't they?
Yeah.
Which is obviously, to us, it's a bit like, I don't know, like it's just odd. Like here, like so for example, I live like London, where you are now, southeast London, it borderlines Kent, and then like I can drive in one direction 10 minutes from here and be in a village. Yeah. And then I can drive 10 minutes.
But there's a
15 minutes
station. There's somewhere to eat.
Yeah.
There wasn't. And that was the biggest thing, is like we actually got food before we went. And I'm glad we did, because we got there, it was like, can't actually buy anything here. And if we want noodles, we can. But that's like the only thing you can eat there.
That's what I found. I found the food hard, man.
Yeah.
I found the food really hard.
But that's English mentality again.
Yeah, I but don't get me wrong, I wasn't kind of close to trying stuff. But like worst bit for me is like, I don't like egg.
Yeah, your stuff then. Everything's got egg in it.
I'm not a big fan of. I say I'm not a fan of noodles. I mean, as in like if my mum and dad are cooking a bolognese, I'm like, can I get penne? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the whole kind of feeling of the tagliatelle or the pasta, it just doesn't.
Over there, it's a bowl of noodles.
It's a bowl of noodles in soup.
Like, and I appreciate that, because that's the culture.
Yeah.
But you like LA. Fast food, donuts, fast food, and there's petrol stations everywhere. Yeah. So being from the UK and going there is so easy. Yeah. Because you can get everything. If you're a vegan, there's multiple vegan things, because that's the thing to do. You know, McDonald's is everywhere. Like, it's such a different place, because you can fit in a bit easier there. I think
it's so much closer to
English, which is cool. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, the Japanese do that. But like the car scene, especially, and how you go about the car scene, is so different in both places. Yet they share a lot, where people will just go in on a build. Yeah. Maybe monetary in America versus Japan just doing it because they want to do it. There's a very big difference there. But like, very, very different to here as well. It's completely different.
That had this Toyota. Bearing in mind, the only reason I can't think of the name is because it was literally like, I'd never seen one, rare as shit, and in the UK, obviously, and to bypass the back box, he had a bit of scaffold pipe.
Good lad.
And he just threw the fucking scaffold pipe in the. I was sitting in the driver's seat, and he goes down the side of the driver's seat where I'm sitting, grabs his scaffold pipe out. I was like, what the fuck is he going to do to me? And and he throws it down the exhaust. And he's like, rev it. And like, it went from being like normal to ASBO. And like stuff like that, like, it sounds really stupid. Like, obviously, it's being done here. I'm not saying it's not.
Not yet.
But like, don't get me wrong. If you were running a car like he was out there over here,
you'd get done so
quick. If you got pulled, bro, you were stuffed. Like, as in license gone. Like, it was insane. And so we can't do that. But like you said, going back to the show, walking around that show, mate, there was so many bills that you just look at them and you thought, wow. Like, there was a Mini, which were a brand new one, F56 or whatever they are, I don't know. And like, looking at that, like, it was on air, and we went over, started talking to the guy, and he was like, oh, it's on air, right? It's on air, right? And we were like, we weren't trying to insult the guy. We was, oh yeah, like, no, we understand. Like, we deal with modified cars in the UK. Like, I think he thought we were more like touristy. And I was like, no, we have shows in the UK. And he was like, oh, like, we started showing him, and he's kind of understood. But like, the attention to detail in this Mini was insane. Yeah. The things that they had done to it, I can't remember, but like specific like little interior mods. Like, he was running like this roof rack, and the roof rack, like, I'd never seen anything like it. Do you know what it looked like? It had been like modified roof rack to look like the old classic roof racks that you get on the classic Minis.
Cool, yeah.
And I think he was running like a little mini surfboard on the roof. It was like this kind of like surfy style thing. Yeah. And I think that's what we lost, because back in the day, I remember it being a big thing. I remember I had a friend who had a Corsa B. It was on the floor, and he used to run a snowboard on the roof. Yeah. Why? Like, do you know what I mean? But who
It's
cared?
funny you should say that,
Like,
actually, because
please tell me you had a snowboard.
I had a surfboard on my course.
Like, but that was a thing.
But it was so... I did it for a picture. Literally, I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. Retro, old school, like, dub scene on a relatively new, at the time, Corsa C. Before the Corsa D come out and ruin the whole Corsa community, in my opinion. Yeah. Not saying that it did, but it unfortunately the whole limited edition thing did bring the whole Corsa thing down.
Went down that new shape route, didn't it? Like, as in, like, Fiestas looked like it, Corsas looked like it. There was that point you started.
There was a point, and when that Corsa came out, that it was like, as a Corsa owner, I felt bad for the Corsa community, because you had a Corsa B GSI, cool car. Yeah. You had the Corsa C.
The C was my dream.
SRI and stuff like like I always wanted one of them.
Mate, when I was in school, sorry to interrupt you, sixth form, this was 2011 or something. I don't know.
Back.
2000. Yeah, I can't remember. But either way, like then, like you said, the minute I passed my test, it was like I want an all black Corsa C.
Yeah.
Like black.
Oh mate, I wanted one with a kit on it. That's going back a bit.
I mean,
because I went on the borderline of having max power coming into going down.
I remember sitting in the library at school with a boy a couple of years older than me, and I must have been about year 8, and we were on a website looking at Corsa C body kits. Yeah. And they were like, when I look back now and think about it, I'm like, oh my god, like I'd seen it, I'd grown up with like max power, I'd liked it, but I was never old enough to go to those shows. I was never in that age group. So and you said you're 30, right? Yeah. So I'm 26.
So I just 27 this year. That era of where max power was still going, but it was slowing down. Yeah. And the Euro scene then came in.
You remember when we used to call it Euro look?
Yeah, but I then made my Corsa look Euro. Yeah. Because the Corsa and like little car scene was going that way. Yeah. So I was like, right, slam it on some wheels, dish wheels, put a roof rack on it, put some checkered mirrors on it. Like that was, and a bonnet bra, and that was, at the time, it lasted like 2-3 years, don't get me wrong. But like, it was the coolest thing you could actually
100%,
do to a car.
100%.
Like when I show people a picture, they're like, why did you do that? And I was like, honestly, mate, that was like,
that was cool as fuck.
Now you see air and wheels on a car. That was the air and wheels on the car. Like everyone was doing that.
I remember, again, my mate got a Polo, and he had air on it, and like no one had fucking air, and he had like the little paddle air. Yeah. It was like D2.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the fucking thing was so dangerous. Like, as in, you would like mess with a paddle, and the thing was pissing out air. Yeah,
but it was cool because it was low.
Yeah,
and you're young, so that's all right.
Yeah,
because there's no danger in you being young.
Yeah, the amount of pressure that was coming out of this little gauge that he had was like, oh my god, that shouldn't be okay. But like that, like air when I first started wasn't really a thing. Like, it wasn't a thing at all.
No. I bagged my Corsa because I bought a kit. Yeah.
Wow.
I bagged the Corsa with a couple of friends on my driveway from an air eye kit from a Saxo.
Oh,
we made it fit to my coilovers.
I think I've heard someone do that before, though.
It was a terrible idea.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really terrible. But I did it. That's the thing. We did it. We experienced what it was like to actually do that and enjoy it.
Yeah. It's don't get me wrong. Like we sound like old as fuck, right?
Yeah. Now. Oh, mate, I'm 30, and like you've done it.
Yeah. It's not even the fact that people aren't bagging their cars on their drive now. Like, that's not what we're saying. It was just.
I'm not saying do it either because it was terrible.
Oh, to be fair, mate. Like I've got a couple of mates that like can really bag cars. There's quite a few of them. It's become a lot more mainstream to be able to do it.
Yes, it has. Yeah.
But then again, just going back to it, like it just really wasn't the thing that you did. It was just like. It was like, oh, you buy a car and get coilovers. Yeah. So it's such a hard thing to kind of get anyone to figure out.
To understand.
Yeah, to understand. Yeah. Because I've never had air. I've never had air on any car that I've owned. Don't get me wrong, they don't really fit the cars that I've owned. Yeah. I had a classic Mini. You don't put them on air. Like, no. I mean, as in a couple of people have. That's really insulting of me to say that to some people.
I know what you mean. Like I grew up with bagging that Corsa, and then coming back. And always wanted something bagged, so I tried to bag my Mark V that I had. But then it became so mainstream to actually bag something that, not saying I didn't want to be mainstream or anything, but like I then wanted to wait, and then I waited until I had a big American car, and then that was bagged. So you can body drop a 19-foot Cadillac, and that looks hilariously mad. So that's the sort of way I wanted to go with bagging stuff.
Yeah.
Like I was going to bag my truck, but it's like,
Your truck is fucking cool, to be fair.
If you don't know what the truck is,
Yeah.
please go to my Instagram, Jamie FYD, and go and have a little nose. It's a 1972 Dodge D100 pickup truck with many cut-up bits on it.
How much did that cost you, if you don't want me asking?
I bought it dangerously all right. It was chopped together.
Yeah.
I paid south of £10,000 for it.
Yeah.
Let's say. And it needed work. Off camera, I've done a lot to it to make it actually roadworthy. Stuff I put on camera is a little bit light for what actually needed to be done, but it was totally worth it.
Yeah.
It actually runs the Volvo 940 engine. Yeah.
Really?
2.4 litre turbo, automatic.
Yeah.
Main reason being, when I bought it,
yeah,
exactly.
Oh,
so opened a can of worms.
Yeah.
So the truck would have come with a.
So that's what's in it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would have come with a 5.7 litre V8.
Yeah.
It spent a bit of its life doing that, and then someone put a Rover V8 in it, which was the obvious thing you would do if it comes over here. Rover V8s at the time are very cheap.
Yeah.
That then was bought by the guy I bought it off of, blown up.
Yeah.
So he was like, what should I put in it? I'm not really sure. I want to daily drive it. And his mates split down Volvos.
Oh, okay.
So
I was going to say, all the things you pick.
Yeah, but like...
It's still sick, but all the things
he was like, well, I want to drive it every day, and you can service that engine, you can get parts for it, and it does it 30 mpg, and you can turn the boost up, and it's 200 horsepower. Yeah. And that's exactly what it does now. It's 200 horsepower, chatters when you let off the throttle, it does 30 mpg, it will not blow up.
Yeah, madness. Yeah.
It's a Volvo engine, let's be honest. So
never.
I think if you're going to engine swap anything, that's probably the best way to go. It's not pure, but the truck is not pure whatsoever. Yeah. It is the most unpure pickup truck going. It's a square body front with a step side rear, which they didn't make in that model year chassis and all that.
What made you go down the American route? Because the reason I asked that, reason I asked that is because obviously I it's like not a lot of people do, but like
there's got to be good reason behind it.
I would. Like I'm very close to doing it. Like, don't get me wrong, not financially, no, but like I mean, as in my mind, like
ticking that box.
The minute I've got enough money, I'm like, I look at a lot of cars and think to myself, yeah, I'm going to get that, and then I think I see like something American, I'm like, I want that more. So
I grew up the first music I ever saw was Dr. Dre bouncing a bloody 64 Impala going down the road, and I thought.
I want one.
But like at that time in my life, I didn't know that cars could do that.
Yeah.
So you grew up going, how is that happening? And I want that. I want that. That's so cool. Not to be like you want to be a pretend gangster or anything.
Sick. Like it was.
I wanted a low
sick.
car that like was a big lanyard. I loved that idea.
Yeah.
And thankfully, I waited till I was 25 because insurance. Then you could get insurance on one. Yeah. 25th birthday, bought that car. Which was 1966 Coupe de Ville. Huge thing.
Oh, shit, you actually got one?
Yeah, 19 foot long, mate. 19 foot long, 7 foot wide, 7 litre 429.
7 foot wide?
Yeah. It was so if you parked it in Tesco's, you'd roll in and it was too big for one space and too wide for one space. So you had to park in 4 spaces, which made you look like an idiot because you can't park that car. You can't open the doors because it was a coupe.
Yeah,
you couldn't open the doors.
Yeah.
Because they were literally swung out so far. In the 60s, they didn't care about small parking and all this thing. Yeah. They just worried about how cool the car was.
Yeah.
But my belief on that car was that it was, if you were in the 60s and you had made something of yourself, you didn't buy a Rolls Royce, you bought a Cadillac.
Yeah.
That was the Rolls Royce of America.
Oh, 100%.
And that's why I wanted one, but I wanted one that was a little bit cool. So it had a brand new interior in it, but it was ratty on the outside, so it had flaking paint. Sick. It was a
patina,
Texas car.
Patina.
Yeah. But it was original patina. It was 50-year-old Texas sun bleached patina. The underneath was lovely, engine was lovely, it was cool. Going forward, that car opened my mind up to these other cars because I took a plunge with it really because I didn't really know what I was getting into. All I knew is I wanted a big body Cadillac because I always wanted one, especially a Coupe de Ville. And 64 Impalas, they're 30-40 grand, it's not happening. That car then had to be sold for FYD, so that's sort of how that.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, so that's sort of how that happened. I had to give up
that
my
is a
dream car.
Yeah, fuck.
Mate, I cried for like 2 weeks. I could cry on camera right now thinking about that car.
Do it. We'll get more views.
But honestly, that's what that car means to me. It meant everything.
Mate, I'll be straight with you. My classic Mini. I say it was my first car. It was the first car I drove, and the reason for that is my dad bought me a Saxo, and I said to him, like,
Good
I've
lad.
I said to him, like, I've done insurance quotes, Dad, I'm not going to get insured in it. And, like, don't get me wrong, he was trying to help me. And he's like, no, look, I found this car, it's really cheap. It's a Saxo. I said, look, well, obviously, I'm appreciative, I'll take whatever, but I have tried, and I can't seem to get insured in it. Bro, insurance. Bear in mind, this was like a base model 1.2 or something.
Yeah.
And
the
like,
most crashed one.
Yeah. And it must have been. Like, statistically, I think lowest quote I got was like $2,500.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? So we drove it to mine. I took it around a car park once to try it. No power steering, heaviest thing I've ever driven.
Yeah.
Parked up at mine, and I never drove it on the road legally. Never. I say I didn't do it illegally, but I drove around a car park.
Yeah.
And then the Classic Mini came. The Classic Mini was my first car. And mate, like, it's now, I pulled it off the road because I started getting lights flashing from everywhere on the dash, and I thought to myself, like, if I take that engine out to fix what I need to fix, I'm going to open a can of worms. So I said,
oh yeah,
I'm going to leave it and I'm going to do it properly. And then 4 years later, I've still not touched it.
Yeah.
But it is, engine's like half out and everything else is still there. And it's deteriorated massively. It's outside for about 2.5 years. And then it went to a garage for 2 years. And I'm the same. I would never sell it.
No.
And if it ever got sold, I would cry. Genuinely.
And you know, interestingly enough, my first car nearly was a Mini.
Yeah.
I'd saved the
classic,
money up.
A classic Mini. Yeah, I was going to say it. Yeah.
Right. Classic Mini. Saved the money up. I was on the way to buy it, and mate, he said, I've driven around the block and it's just blown up.
No.
You can come and have a look at it, but it's blown up. I went there, it was blown up. Like, full on.
Really? When you say blown up, do you know what actually the issue was?
Something let go big time.
The best thing about the Minis, for me, was...
Oh, it's super easy, but at 17 years old, I didn't have a clue. It was purple... It was dark purple, black, with metal flake all over it. Yeah. Centre exhaust, 2 bucket seats, and some interior. Yeah. That's all it was. Yeah. Big wide wheels, wide arches. Coolest thing ever. And I look back and I wish I'd bought it anyway.
Yeah. Now, mate,
put it to one side.
How much was it? Do you remember?
£400. And it was... when I say mint, I mean like...
The bodywork.
Mint. Floors were mint. Bodywork was mint. It had a full restoration. I'm convinced the engine went in, they drove it around for a couple of months, maybe with no oil in it or something, and it just let go on that one day. I don't want to fucking go down the road because I get attached. Like when I start talking about I'll get attached for a while, man.
When I start talking about Minis especially, I'm like in one.
I love Minis.
Yeah. I had the sickest story for mine. When I bought it, it was on eBay. I've put a bid in, like really early doors, and I thought to myself, it's going to get outbid. Lo and behold, I get outbid, and I work out when the bidding's ending, and it was when I was at work in Morrison's.
Typical.
I used to work on like the fruit and veg bit and produce, and
I used to work on the produce bit for scanning at Tesco's.
Did you? Yeah. Yes, mate. We are the same person.
Yeah, I know. I'm convinced. What the hell?
So I'm standing there and I've texted my dad and I said, Dad, you need to bid on this. He said, what are you willing to do? I said, like 1,500. He said he'd give me, I think it was like 400 quid for it, and I'd come up with the rest. Yeah. So I was like sick because obviously he'd bought me the Saxo. Yeah. And we were trying to get rid of that.
Yeah.
So he was like, yeah, because I'd done quotes on Minis, classic Minis, and it was like £1,000, and I was like, wow, that's exactly what I need. That's decent. Well, it was decent at the time because you just didn't really hear about it. So I was like, okay, cool. So I'm standing there at work, coming up to the end of the bidding. I've got like 5 minutes. I'm like, fuck. So I text my dad, like on the shop floor. I couldn't give a fuck. I text my dad and I was just like, have you fucking, are you putting a bid in? He's like, yeah, I'm waiting. Puts a bid in, and then he rings me. He's like, son, I tried to put a bid in. It's like glitched out. It hasn't gone through. Yeah, and I was just like, fuck. I was like, I put in at 1,500, but nothing's come up. I can't get it working. I sprinted, mate. Like I sprinted. Where was it? We had like a little banana fucking section behind it was where we stored like all of like the reduced stuff and everything. So I've sprinted around there, like moved some banana boxes, gone into the corner of this little fucking room. Mate, I've gone on eBay. Bearing in mind you never got internet in there, so fuck knows how I did that. I've loaded it up and it's like, I think it's like 3 or 4 seconds left, and it's like 1,500 and something, 1,525, and I put in 1,575, and I won. And I was like, oh my fucking god. Yeah, mate, I just walked straight out, rang my dad on the shop floor, didn't give a fuck who was watching. Like, if a manager saw me, they'd be like, what are you doing? I was on the phone, so I was like, I fucking won. He was like, what? And I was like, I put in a fucking bid and I won. Because at the time I thought to myself, like when my dad said, oh, like, I didn't get it, I thought to myself, does he not want me to have it or something? Like, is he worried?
I'm going to take matters into my own hands and get it.
Yeah, like, is he worried? But, so I didn't think I'd done something wrong, but I kind of thought, I sat there and thought to myself, fuck, like,
Yeah.
maybe I shouldn't have done that, but I rang and I was like, I fucking done it.
Totally worth it.
But he, mate,
Totally
yeah,
worth it.
he was on when I got the phone to me, he was like, did you actually? I was like, yeah. He was like, thank fuck for that. He was like, I was trying so hard, and I was just, he did want me to. He's like, what'd you get? I was like, 1,575.
Yeah.
I think I got there, and the geezer let me have it for 1.5 anyway. But 75 quid.
Yeah.
But yeah, mate, like now, not in the condition it's in, but if it was still in the condition that it was in 4 years ago, running, it'd be a 3.5 grand Mini.
Yeah, because they've gone up in price like a rocket.
They've gone up mad, mate. Like you buy shells and shitters now for like a grand.
Yeah.
Whereas back in the day, you bought them for 1.5 and they ran.
Yeah.
And now you just don't get that.
You can't get that. Yeah. Such a shame, isn't it?
Mate, massive fucking shame.
In my car lifetime, I've watched them go up so much that I would now not buy one for that price.
Yeah.
Not because they're not worth that, but I wouldn't have the need to have a £5,000 lovely Mini sat on my driveway doing nothing.
Because they are, terrible. Like
it's
they're
funny.
Not.
Yeah,
they're not.
I've driven a
They're
few
not
and
terrible.
they are a good laugh.
I love them. Like
You need
I
to
love
take them for what they are, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
As
the minute
it is.
the minute you understand what a Mini is, you're like, okay,
you're not
cool.
trying to make it be anything it's not.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just a fun little go-kart.
Yeah.
You need to remember that.
Have you reviewed one on your channel?
I haven't reviewed one yet.
Fuck.
I've driven a couple. Every time I've had a couple that I was going to do, but they've always sort of fizzled out.
Yeah.
Things have gone wrong, distance, whatever it is. So yeah, I am on the hunt. Always on the hunt for cars though. So
Mate, if I had mine,
oh mate, we'd go out in it. We'd love life in that.
let's explain what happened this morning because I feel
Right. So I get a phone call. I'm in a dodgy hotel, right? And hashtag hotel
actually,
review.
yeah, no, hang on. Actually, yeah. First of all, before we get into it, review. Well, tell us about your hotel experience.
So I came to the decision a couple of weeks ago that although I travel a lot, I'm trying to, because I live on the Isle of Wight. I know, bottom of the country.
I've got to talk about that as well. We're bringing up too much.
So I travel a lot and I'm always getting hotels. And I was like, I always get a Premier Inn, about 60, 70 quid. And I was like, do you know what? Let's try and go half the price.
Save
Go
some
30
money.
quid, right?
100%.
Save some money. I want to buy a new car at some point. I've got things to do, all that sort of stuff. So chose a hotel last night for £34.
Nice.
It was all right.
Do you remember when Premier Inns were like £34?
I do, yeah, and I've watched them go up as well.
Yeah.
The closest one to here was £112.
I tried to get a mate to stay in one a couple of months ago.
I was just
yeah.
like, no.
But
yeah.
Sick Up isn't... Well, Sick Up and Bexley, it's nothing special. So I don't know why they're so
But it's so
expensive.
close to the M25 and that
I
the
guess,
price is up.
Yeah.
I see it all the time on the little map
yeah.
thing. But yeah, got a 30 quid one. It was all right, and I'm not saying it was bad. It just wasn't a 60 quid Premier Inn, it was the 30 quid.
Yeah.
And I know there's only 30 quid in it. People are like, oh, it's only 30 quid. But like, if you travel a lot, you know
want a good night's
30
sleep.
quid. Yeah, like 30 quid's a lot if you're doing it constantly. Every night.
Mate, I do Premier Inns once or twice a month, and that's enough.
Yeah.
Like it's not extortionate, like you said. But then again, I have done before. I think most I paid is about 130 quid on a Premier Inn because I booked it way too late. I didn't have the money at the time.
Yeah.
Left it, and then like lo and behold,
Then
it's
suddenly
double.
it's gone up. Yeah.
So yeah, so you put
Yeah.
you
So
put
I
up your
did
little
that.
room review.
So room review on Instagram stories. That's funny.
The bit that got me was you put up saying like I'm going to do a room review, right? And the story cuts, and then it was like, right, that was posted 5 minutes ago, so I'm sitting on my phone
Waiting.
yeah,
Like...
and I clicked on it again, and I was just like, it still hasn't put it up. It starts from the beginning of the story.
Do you know that was because the internet was so bad in the hotel?
35 quid.
Yeah, 35 quid internet.
Yeah.
But yeah, did that. Funny. But I went to sleep. Lovely bed. Had a nice sleep. And I got a call from you this morning like, oh, can we make it 10 o'clock? And I was like, yeah, that's all right. It's like, why? It's like, well, I've burnt my hand on this car.
Yeah.
So basically, you went to pick up a car that we were going to review.
I mean, we still can.
Yeah.
But
I don't want it to...
we need to fill it up with coolant.
Yeah, because it's all over your hand now.
Yeah. Yeah, so you messaged me, obviously, when we started talking about doing... I need to go back over that as well. I forgot. So when you first messaged me about doing this, you said, "Is there any cars that we can review?" I said, "Yeah, I've just bought an £850 Rover. There's nothing to it. It's completely standard, but it's funny.
Yeah,
it's funny and fun. And obviously, I don't know if you heard when you drove behind me just a minute ago.
Sounds sick, mate.
Well, hang on. So I bought it silent.
Yeah.
Lovely, like old granddad's car, perfect. 3-hour drive, blew a hole.
Oh, that's not intentional then.
No. This is what I mean. So for anyone that's going to watch your review video of my car, I'm going to have to say it on there as well. Please don't think I've gone and absolutely abused it.
Yeah, it's got a hole in it.
Yeah. I think it's at the World where it meets like the back box. It's just blown there, and now it sounds really cool.
Race car.
Yeah, and
Race
when
car
you like rev match it, sounds amazing.
Yeah.
You're like just revving and downshift. It sounds great. Yeah, and you said, is there anything else that we can review? Fit to reviews, and I said, oh, do you know what? My mate's just picked up a TT. It's 275 brake horsepower. Well, it said that. I think it's more than that. It's like 300.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's 300 plus. Crazy car. And I was like, yeah, all right, I'll go pick it up. So I went and picked it up this morning. Long story short, he takes it out for a little razz, shows me what's good, overheats, pulled up, left it for a minute, gone over to the bottle, waiting for the little fizz to know that you can't undo this anymore. It's about to go. Yeah. And obviously, as I've touched it, I think it was. I think the lid was cross-threaded, and obviously, as I've touched it, before. Well, this I don't know if it's been put back on like slightly at an angle. So obviously, the minute I twisted it on one side, obviously it's not on. It's not on the. It's not on the bottle anymore. Let go, exploded, and I've put it up. I've put it up on my story. You won't want to see it, but it's
rank.
It's a bit nasty. So this is why, if you're watching it on YouTube, I've got like a plaster and cling film.
And we're not saying you're not. You obviously knew that if you take the top off, you're not an idiot.
Yeah, this is what I said on my story.
Pointing that out is the biggest thing, because obviously that will happen.
I know for
just relieving some pressure was sort of your idea, and
bearing in mind, I didn't relieve pressure like instantly. It wasn't like it's absolutely scalding. Touch it now, Dan. It was. I put this on my story. I said, obviously, guys, like, don't worry. I knew what I was doing, but I've left it for a couple of minutes. I pulled down the road, realised it had overheated, said, look, Nathan, I'm coming back. Get some water for me. He's like, yeah, all right then. Pulled up, bonnet open, steam comes out, done. Chills for a minute. He comes out with water. As he's coming out the door, I thought, obviously, I'll let a bit of air out to let the pressure go. So I've just touched the fucking bottle, and then boom, fucking thing just went, literally cap off everything. So
I'd literally park it up and leave it for the day. I literally cannot be asked with any of that.
I was with my current situation, stuff that I'm going through, stuff that I'm going through in my personal life as well. It was one of those moments where I just kind of sat there and went, I'm not a crier, but I could
literally,
cry.
Literally do not want to. Oh my god,
I was like, my mate was standing there. I was like, don't cry, mate, don't cry. It didn't, because it's funny enough, it didn't hurt. Like it just. I looked at my hand. It's gonna sound disgusting.
Skin stopped peeling off.
No, the skin had, like, obviously I didn't have it, but it was as if it had hit me so hard. It was so hot. It had blistered, popped all within the split second that it touched my hand. And obviously, the skin was folded onto my hand. So I've gone, okay, I'll pull that off, and I've pulled it off. Didn't hurt at all. I'm touching it, and I'm like, that's a lot bigger than I realized. Now, it doesn't actually hurt. It's only when I like really move.
When I really hurt.
Like when I really move, then I'm a bit like,
what?
It's not like, to be fair to you, I thought it'd be a excruciating pain. It's not actually that bad. So we do plan on doing some little reviews later on.
Yeah, it's going to be a good laugh.
I think the Rover's the more sensible choice.
I'd say so, yeah. It's quite cool as well.
And I've got to fucking drive that TT back to him. And I spent
good luck.
45 quid on insurance. How do you insure? That's the question. This is just a bit of an intelligence thing for me. How do you insure yourself on cars and stuff?
So I either do a day insurance. I run a trade account as well with someone.
Okay, yeah.
Where I can use plates.
Okay.
Or I can.
That's what I assumed.
To be honest, I do a lot of shoots for garages.
Yeah.
So you obviously use their insurance.
Yeah.
Not saying that everybody can do that.
No.
That's just sometimes the way I work.
This was just a personal
question for every single shoot.
Yeah.
There is not the same. And or I let the person drive.
Yeah. And I'm not even driving. I've seen that. Yeah. Obviously, there's a couple of times you've jumped in.
There's always a reason about what's going on. So,
yeah. No, I thought I'd ask you that because I've looked into it before and kind of thought to myself, how do you bloody do that?
Yeah. It's expensive.
Yeah.
But you've got to be legit. Like, you can't just jump in cars and hope for the best.
Jesus,
like, it's
no
not the way
way.
to do it.
No way. Like I said, I put day insurance on that last night for today.
It was 40 quid.
£43.19, I think it was. Something like that. So, but yeah, mate. No,
it can get expensive real quick if you want it.
This is why I was thinking. Yeah. Oh my god, you must be racking up a bill. Like, you must be really racking up. But don't get me wrong.
See that though.
It's an investment. Yeah,
because I invest in time and myself a lot.
Correct.
But yeah, you've got to.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the worst could actually happen. Because it's not you, it's other people.
Oh no way! Yeah, no way.
This first-hand experience. So.
Oh really?
Yeah. People just pulling out on you.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
It's just stupid. But that's the way life is.
You do have a nerve to be, or a stronger nerve than mine to be driving around in other people. I was nervous this morning driving that car to here.
Yeah, but you've got to get over that because I've got a job to do.
Oh yeah, of course.
That is my job. So
yeah.
you've got to enjoy yourself as well.
And
so.
then when you get cars like you did yesterday, which was an AMG GTR,
yeah, which is the pinnacle, but it's not the pinnacle at the end of the day. It is for monetary terms and price.
Yes,
but it isn't for my driving career.
No.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna be able to afford that.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not even gonna say I can.
But does your heart beat harder when you're driving a car like that, knowing the monetary value of it?
Walked away driving it, didn't even care. But I'm numb to the first 20 minutes of actually enjoying that car because it's just another car. It needs to be, otherwise you get overwhelmed with price and 585 horsepower to rear wheels. Trying to kill it will try and kill you, that car. It will go sideways at any possible time.
So your channel, when did you start it officially? Like, when did you go, do you know what, this is what I'm going to do?
So, should we go all the way back to...
Mate, I want to... I'm a big guy when it comes to, like, how you became you. So you tell me.
Yeah. So, worked at Tesco's.
Nice.
Went on to the vans. So I was doing vans.
Delivery?
Yep, delivery. And I was like, right, I'm going to become an HGV driver. It's the only way I'm going to ever get into, like, the automotive job world.
Yeah, with a little bit of better money as well, I guess.
Yeah, because where I'm from, the Isle of Wight, there isn't many jobs going around. I fought to get 26, 27 hours a week.
Oh, really?
Yeah. For a while. That was as far as you could go. So I always knew that there was something else I wanted to do. So I was going to come to Southampton and do lorry driving.
Yeah.
It didn't quite go that way. And I got I got an opportunity from a friend to work for Jaguar and Land Rover, mystery shopping their cars.
That is
sick. It's not what it sounds.
Oh, okay.
Because I was sat in an office,
yeah,
working out where do people go and what do they talk about.
Yeah.
So you would be telling someone that knows nothing about cars, about a Range Rover Evoque, that they need to go and talk about. Does it come with this, this, and this?
Yeah.
They'd get it right every time because that's their job. Blah blah. And that was cool until, unfortunately, it was a 0 hours contract. And yeah, that fizzled out because I think I called the guy out that was the team leader. And I said, hold on a minute. We're here from 7 in the morning till 7 at night because I worked my arse off for it.
Yeah.
Although it was, okay money, I still put my heart and soul into trying.
Yeah.
I called him out once saying something along the lines of, but we're here more than you are and you're doing half as much work. How does that actually work? Because I'd love to be in your position. And I walked away. I was just annoyed at the world.
Yeah, of course.
And he pulled me in the office and said, you've got no hours left.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, shook his hand. I said, do you know what? Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Appreciate
it.
Yeah.
I was probably stepping over the line. I think someone else would have taken it a different way. Whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, right, lost my job. Cool. What the fuck do I do now? I had a flat to pay for.
How old was you?
24.
Yeah.
No, 25, because I had my Cadillac.
Yeah.
So 25. I'd saved up over the 2 years I was there. I bought a Porsche Cayenne, right?
Yeah.
Sounds exciting. It was £4,500.
What year?
54 plate,
Oh,
V8 one. Always wanted one because I'd seen them in rap videos and stuff.
Yeah, fair play.
But don't get me wrong. Half of the money was from the bank at the time. I'd gone into my overdraft and bought it anyway. So I had my Cadillac and my Porsche Cayenne.
Yeah.
And I wasn't going to sell the Cadillac. It sounds the most gangster thing in the world.
But you are drug dealer spec.
Yeah, but the reality is, it's not the way it seems. The Porsche Cayenne, I struggled to pay to keep that thing on the road because it was a nightmare. Yeah. And the Cadillac was literally, I bought it sight unseen, not running. Yeah. It was not cheap, but it was cheap for what it was. At the time, they weren't worth a lot of money.
Yeah, I think that's gone again.
So I paid pretty much what I paid for the Cadillac, I paid for the truck. So not really it wasn't crazy amounts of money, if that makes any sense. So I'd done that, and I sat down and I was like, right, what am I going to do the rest of my life? Because I don't want to work for someone else. I'm sick of people making the choices on how much money I make, how much I work, how much I do this, do that.
How far you can progress.
Yeah. And the Isle of Wight, your progression is 20 grand a year. That's probably as far as you're going to get.
Really?
For monetary, yeah. So I was always thinking, like, there must be a better way. So I started the brand. I sat And I was like, right.
FYD, yeah?
Yeah, so I started FYD because I've got Follow Your Dreams tattooed around here. Got it when I was in Tesco's. And I actually got it done and I looked in the mirror like, am I actually chasing a dream? No, you're not. So there was always like an inkling in my head.
That makes sense.
And so I started thinking like, right, what is the dream? It's to work for myself, have a brand, see how far it gets.
Yeah.
Just try. So I was like, right, well, what I've really got to do is start working on the brand, but I've got to sell everything. Because there's no point in having a flat and a fridge and all this other shit that don't matter in life if you're trying to get something out of it. So I sold the Cayenne, but I was like,
oh,
wow,
wow,
put it up for sale.
big decision. Big fair
decision.
play to you.
It was the Cadillac. The only thing that stayed was the Cadillac and my laptop.
Yeah.
I sold everything else. When I say everything, I mean I sold my fridge, my fucking TV, my bed, my
and what
sofa.
Was this for, like original FYD stock or something?
To put some money into the stock, but pay stuff off. So I was completely flat. Like my phone bill, I paid off. My loans, I paid off. My rent, like progressed, like so I could stay in my house for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I did all that, paid it all off, then realised I had £200 to my name and a Cadillac and my laptop. That was literally it.
So that's why the Cadillac.
And I was like, shit. But I was like, no, I'm not getting rid of the Cadillac because that's branding. Don't sell the Cadillac because I need that to keep my sanity and keep the brand what I want it to be. So, started working out, right, I need a symbol that means what it is, that you're fighting to have a better life, that your dream is why you're waking up in the morning. And I actually had a tattoo, that diamond tattoo done, and I'm sat on my sofa and I was like, fuck, I've got to sell this sofa in a minute. And I was like, what's the brand, what's the symbol? And I was like, do you know what, it's a diamond. Like, it's that diamond, right, we'll make that diamond, and we put a cross through it, and like, that's it. That doesn't necessarily symbolise anything other than...
It means a lot to you, though.
But it means a lot to me, and the brand is that. I never wanted to put, follow your dreams, kids, on a T-shirt. I wanted it to be a symbol that meant something. So if you're rocking a symbol, you knew what that was, and you were sort of part of it. The second you understand what that symbol means you're part of, like, this, chasing and getting up in the morning and working your ass off. Anyway, sold everything. Flat went... £200. I was like, right, I'm going to buy some T-shirts. Bought some T-shirts, got them delivered to my house, to my mum's house, because at the time, I was sleeping on my mum's sofa, slept there for 9 months solid to make sure that I didn't have any outgoings. Didn't, air out the cupboards.
I've done this. I've not the same, but I've done this.
This is the point where I need to preach to people, and not preach in a stupid sense, but like,
I know what you're going to say.
I had to go through that to get where I am now. And I'm not saying... I'm any better off. Because as you carry on, you spend more and you do you know what I mean?
But success, I'm a massive believer in success isn't monetary value, it's happiness.
100%.
We literally define the word success wrong. Because the definition of
my
it is
version of success is paying my bills this month.
Yeah.
Because then I know I did something. It isn't about buying a brand new car tomorrow.
Yeah.
It isn't about wearing a Rolex watch. It ain't about that for me.
Yeah.
It's about knowing that 5 years ago, I was shitting myself, sat on my mum's sofa wondering what the hell I'd actually done. And was this the right thing to do? And then going on a job website thinking, no, I need another job. And then going, no, you can do this. Unfortunately, everyone else behind you saying you're doing the wrong thing. You are wasting your time.
See, this is the thing. I've been very fortunate. Like, I've had a lot of people support me. Like, as in kind of give, like... verbal support, but I do see that a lot. Like, a lot of people will be like,
support people if they've got this idea, mate. Go and support
100%, mate. I'm a big advocate of it. Like, basically a family member of mine, she hates her job, and she wanted to do like baby photography, and I said to her, like, do it. You have to do it. I said, literally the only thing that's stopping you from doing it is the fact you haven't done it yet. Like, there's nothing else. She was like, but I've got bills to pay. I was like, so carry on working, and just know that for the next year that you're not going to have a weekend. Like, get over it. There's only 52 of them.
Because that's the only way you're going to be able to do it.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So, Matt, to be fair to you, like, I think a lot of people miss that. There's so many YouTubers out there. In general, or so many people that own a business in general that kind of sit there and go, like, I don't know, they just look at you and be like, oh, but either they'll go, oh, you're so lucky, or they'll go, oh my God, you've got there, or oh my God, yeah, but you've done this, and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, no, like, I laid on my fucking mum's sofa, depressed as shit.
And I'm not saying that this is a sob story and you have to go to that place mentally, not financially, but mentally to actually get somewhere. You just need to have that kick up the arse.
Yeah, completely.
And for years, I sat in the Tesco van going, what am I doing?
Yeah.
How do I make this happen?
Yeah.
You then don't have the money, but you have the time. So then make the time count for the money that you have. So yeah, first set of t-shirts started going. Slow selling as usual.
Was it just YouTube or Instagram start up as well?
So started a little Instagram.
Because when did Instagram start in comparison to?
Well, I changed my Instagram. I had like 400 followers, and I changed it from Jamie B Dub or whatever it was to Jamie FYD, because I was like, right, Jamie is my name, FYD is the brand.
Yeah.
And I was like, right, I need to make a YouTube channel. I'm going to sell this Porsche car. So before, with mum's sofa, I'm selling the car. Cool. No point in having it. So I did a video explaining why at 25 years old I'd own that car.
Yeah.
And people really liked it because they were like, okay, I'm not going to buy this car. I'm going to, how have you, how does, and I broke it down. I was like, it's terrible on MPG. It breaks all the time, but it was £70,000. I had the receipt for it.
Yeah.
A doctor owned it. One owner before me had 150,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
But it is achievable if you have the right mindset that these cars and stuff, if you want a discount version, is going to be a bit shit.
Yeah.
But you can have it. But I was like, I have to sell it, so let's do a video on it. And I put my phone in a phone holder and I videoed myself driving around town, explaining why I own this thing. And I had to sell it. And then I did another friend's car at the time, which was an Audi TT, actually.
So would you say you stumbled into doing car reviews by accident, or did you actually want to do that?
I wanted to push my brand. I wanted an advertising avenue that was car-based to actually push the brand in. And literally that one video, and then I did a friend's car. I said, mate, can I just drive your car at road and see what I think? And it was a 180 at the time, which was cheaper for people to insure. Yeah. And I just explained why it was cheaper for him to insure. If you'd never seen this car before, this is why. And then one after the other, my friends sort of, thankfully, my backing of my friends came in, and one of my friends had an Evo 5. He's like, ever driven an Evo 5? I was like, no. I've never driven an Evo. And he was like, here's the keys, go and see what you think. And I was like, holy shit, mate, thanks. And then a mate with a Focus ST said, I quite like what you did there. Can you go and do it on mine? And we were doing it on the people's cars.
Yeah, you're like the YouTuber version of a photographer. When they go, oh my God, you took a photo of someone. Yeah, can you take a photo of mine?
But like, we look back, and those initial first videos, I've sat with my mate and gone, and he sold it. He sold the car, and he's like, mate, I love that car. I'm so glad you did a video on it. Yeah. And it was a shit video. I didn't have any editing. And, I didn't know what the hell I was doing in comparison to now. But we look back and we go, oh my God, that was my car at the time. And some people own those cars, some people don't own those cars. They've blown up, crashed, on fire, whatever. Yeah. And so going on a little bit, the brand itself started sort of getting some recognition. We started doing limited run t-shirts, which I do in and out now.
How much did limited run help you?
100%.
Mate, limited run fucking sorted me out.
That was,
you gained loyal followers. Don't you?
I made the brand a limited run brand. So like the t-shirt, the hoodie I'm wearing now, I've done one batch of them. That's it.
Yeah,
once they're sold out,
exactly
smalls have sold out. You ain't getting another one.
Yeah,
and I've done that because then you're not wearing the same thing as everyone else.
Yeah.
And I never wanted the brand to be oversaturated where everyone had the same thing. Yeah. So I never really remake the same thing over and over.
I think when you're not a small brand, but when you are a smaller brand in comparison to like Nike, like, do you know what I mean?
Nike's just another level.
But you see the point I'm making. Like in comparison to actual industry, you're a small brand, right?
Yes, 100%.
So, and exactly the same for Broke Boys. Like the hoodie I'm wearing now, you can't get it anymore. It was limited run. The sweatshirt I've got underneath, limited run. T-shirt. Maybe. I'm literally all the way down. All the way down the layers. But like...
It's saying that, I have actually got a limited run t-shirt underneath.
Do you know what I mean? Like, but this is the thing. Limited run really...
Yeah, Pulsar.
Yeah. Limited run, like, really, really helped me. That's why I asked. Because it was a big thing for us. It was a big, like...
But do you know what? I didn't actually necessarily do that for that reason. I just did it so I could do a batch, see how they sold, and hope for the best. Yeah. That's why limited run came in.
I think that was the reason why we did it.
Me trying to be a business head a little bit more than anything.
I think that's the reason why we did it. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I want to do limited run because it makes more sales. No, genuinely, I'm sure the reason I bought it in first time was like, can only afford 10. Yeah, do you know what I mean? And then,
I had 200 quid to my name. I literally bought a couple of t-shirts, a couple of hats, and then one hoodie. I think at the time, just to see what they were like. So that started going. Paid everything off, blah blah. And then one after the other, keys were just given to me. Amazing. I was like, oh my God, like, is this actually happening? Like, people are actually giving me these cars. I better go and enjoy them. Yeah. And the first one I ever did was an EK9, actually, my mate Josh's car. And that was sort of the real first one that I didn't really know him at the time. So he was giving me this EK9, which was worth $7,000 at the time, $6,000, whatever.
Yeah.
And I didn't know anything about the car. I just wanted to enjoy it. I went for a drive in it.
Yeah.
And that was I've done full circle where I'm back to doing that now. It's just going for drives in cars just because I enjoy cars. I'm not trying to review them. I'm trying to review the experience, but mainly enjoy it.
And then give some
camera.
sort of like, and then also give some sort of credible advice on it at the same time.
Like, advice for someone that's just jumped in a car, and enjoying it, but like, just being real about it more than anything.
The one thing I find really good about your channel in general is like I said earlier on, I mentioned that a Bath one that you did, and it was like why this would be perfect for a first-time driver. Yeah, he did the same for Fiesta, right? I don't think
I've done a few.
I've seen the title.
Yeah, I try to do little series and see sort of where they go, but you're always constantly changing what you do.
Yeah.
And a lot of people want, although comments might be, I can't believe you've done another one of these. Yeah. Unfortunately, for every one comment that is saying that, there's 10 people saying, thank you, I've gone and bought one.
Like as an example for me, like when don't get me wrong, I'm 26, so I'm a little bit further down the line than a first time.
But there'll be something
driver.
For you on the channel. That's the idea.
But then our brand, Broke Boys itself, like we really bring in entry level modified car kids somehow. They find us and somehow and I think even if they find someone else first and find us after, they sometimes relate to us more because the opportunity of it being like, oh fuck, like actually I've only just come out of school, I've got no money. Yeah. Like
what can I get?
Yeah, what can I get and what have I done? So like I said, having you on the channel is perfect.
But then the progression of what that is, the progression is, I personally have shot people's cars from their first car to their second car to their third car, even in their fourth now. Yeah. And they've gone from a little 1.1 litre whatever up to like a little cool car, up to a Golf R. Yeah. And then they've got like in a fucking Range Rover or something. That's happened in 5 years that I've been doing this. Yeah. And that's what, like, I've tried to pick that person's car every time I can. Yeah. And say, he was here. Look where you could be if you work your arse off, if you put it, 110% in or whatever. But there's always that reality check of, but you need to remember that it's doesn't come overnight. This is 5 years in the making. Yeah. You have to go to work 7 days a week. You have to go to work, put your bollocks where it is, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. And trying to say that in every video is sometimes hard because sometimes I just want to go and enjoy a car. Yeah, of course. But that is always a reality of what's happening. Yeah.
I'm sure you get those questions afterwards regardless. If you've not put it in, people are still like, oh my God, how did they do this? Or how did they get this? Or
everybody's personal circumstances are different and what they own is different. That's just how life is. But showing that there is a little light at the end of the tunnel is always quite nice. Yeah. Especially on YouTube, where when I started YouTube, I actually sat and watched people's videos and I was just like, it's too many supercars.
Yeah. Mate, but isn't that true though? Isn't that true?
And I was like, someone needs to make a reality-based channel. Yeah. And that's what I've stayed at, is reality-based. Yeah, I've drive some nice stuff, but even sat in it, I'm like, I could never afford this. But it's really cool. Yeah. Like, it's nice to drive it and I appreciate it down to the ground. But like, just being reality-based, because when I came into YouTube, there was so many people chasing supercars in London. Yeah. Not saying that that's a bad thing. No, because it's not my reality, because I live on the Isle of Wight and I've seen one Lambo in the past 2 years on the Isle of Wight. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I think for me, I just wanted to shoot what was around me, shoot stuff that I thought was a bit more relative to my life and not, not necessarily what I aspire to either. Like, not trying to I've always wanted this car, I'm going to go and drive it. Just like driving everything in between that you could maybe want. Yeah. So like buy my RS3. I've waited 8 years to buy that car. Yeah. One drove past me when I had my Mark 5 when I was probably 21 years old, 22 years old. It was white, drove past me. I was like, oh my God, I want that one day. Yeah. It's taken me 8 years to buy one. Yeah, 100%. And I've watched them fall and then slowly creep back up. So now I wanted one, sort of blah, blah. But it's taken that long to actually get that car. Yeah. And financially think it's a good idea as well.
Why, even further back, why cars? Like, what made you... you got family or anything like that? Or
Nope.
No, nor do I.
Nothing.
I've seen...
I can't tell you, but I just thought something was really cool about just revving, like... it was American cars that did it for me.
Yeah.
Because I didn't see them, and you saw a V8, it was like blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And you'd see it on videos and on MTV at the time or whatever, because we always used to have MTV on in house, and it was like, these cars are like really cool. I like cars now.
Yeah.
There's something really really cool about that.
Mate, I'm the same. I think I usually ask people, how did you get into cars? And they're like, oh yeah, my dad had this, or like,
No,
my
I
granddad
wasn't
had
exposed
this.
to, but it was that
I
reason.
wasn't either.
I
I don't
wasn't
know
exposed to it, so I chased them down and wanted to see them at, if there was one in Tesco's car park when I was young, I'd walk up to it and go, wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Didn't know what it was. Could have been anything.
Yeah.
It could have been a Nova. It could have been anything. And I was like, oh, that's a cool car.
Did you? One thing that I found that I did, I had. I say I don't know how I got into it. I guess I did in one sense. I don't know when was the first one I ever got, but I had loads of the whole die-cast.
Yeah, model cars.
I
Yeah.
had loads.
Yeah,
And
I used to, that was the thing I used to want for Christmas and birthday was model
Yeah,
cars.
yeah.
Dodge Viper was my favourite one.
I had one.
I used to clean it
had,
with Mr. Sheen
No,
polish.
I had you'll hate me for this. So I had the Dodge Viper. So I had this. I don't know how, but I had this obsession with. I had shelves in my room. You know, like back in the 90s when like having shitloads of shelves
Was cool.
and like having loads of stuff just clutter on your shelves. I'd go around like a nan's house and they would have like monstrous. Like I had my real granddad. He remarried. His wife, she had like a living room full of shelves with like dolls on, like stuff like that. And I had it
Scary.
even though like, I look at that and I'm like weird, but then when I look at it, when I actually figure it out, in my room I had monstrous amounts of shelves and I had die-cast cars all over them. But I was really good as a kid. Like I would look at the majority of these cars and know what were the special ones.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like the actual model and make. I mean, as in like a limited edition one that come in a box or like those sort of things. It was like that one goes on the shelf, you dust it, nothing, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I wish I knew what happened to them all because I think we ended up getting rid of them. Selling them, boot
Oh, it
sales, that
happens
sort
though,
of thing.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's it.
But then I had this obsession with like essentially doing like banger racing with them and just throwing them into each other.
See, I was the opposite, where I'd be sat on my table cleaning them and like as if they were at a car show.
Madness.
So like, mate,
I had a couple like that. The reason I said about you're going to hate me, the Viper. I had a Dodge Viper. I had a big old Dodge Viper. It was literally about, I'm going to say this big, but you can't see it.
It's
But
it's
if you're watching
relative
it,
to size.
It was I don't know, a good like
24 scale, whatever it is, yeah.
So I've it's so bad. This is when I kind of now when I look back and go, how did I get into modified cars? This is when I really now knew, and I didn't know at the time, but I look back and I go, yeah, that was when I had that, and I had something else, and I had got the bonnet and moved it backwards and forwards so much, bent this metal bonnet off, and I had taken the Dodge Viper bonnet off and taped the other bonnet.
Oh really?
to the
Yeah.
Dodge Viper. And I was like, this is
cool now.
It didn't fit. It was like
Nah.
a Porsche bonnet on a Viper, and like obviously it was completely the wrong shape. Like the tape was all hanging off. Like it didn't move anymore because the tape was near the wheels. Like but like that sort of stuff. And I was like, this would be like in my head at the time. I was like, I wanted to rip the doors out, take the seats out, and swap them all around and see what happened. And I don't know how I got to that point. Yeah. But I fucking loved it, mate. Yeah. I absolutely loved it. So, I think we mentioned this earlier on as well, and something that I have to bring up because, like you said, I bought you said you got shit memory, right? But then
terrible memory, mate, because I'm 100 mile an hour in my head all the time.
Yeah.
So
yeah, mate, you're a business owner. That's
trying to be.
I mean, you are, right? You've got FYD, and you're a brand owner. You're a personal brand, regardless. Yeah. And I think I'm the same. I've got my head going a million miles an hour. But the reason that I've said earlier on that you was so like, I felt you were so accessible, even though you're just a normal guy. Like for 144,000 subs. Like for me, it's like at the time, years and years ago, I was like, fuck. How I Met You, went to Players. Matt Richardson was the guy that introduced me.
Legend.
Yeah.
Who, unfortunately, if people don't know, he isn't actually with us anymore, which is
passed away last year.
biggest thing I've probably gone through in the last couple of years is losing a friend.
Yeah.
That was really big thing, that was.
I'll be honest with you, mate. Like, I can't sit here and claim to be like, oh, he was a great friend of mine. But I saw him, and the worst bit was, I tried to get him to my show every year in his Galaxy. Yeah. And he never fucking came. But it was because he was busy. He was busy. Like, not because he didn't want to. And I always had this like banterous argument with him, like, you bastard, like, why can't you come? And he was just like, I'm sorry, bro, I'm sorry. And I always wanted him there. And I met him originally because a friend introduced me to him, and I came to Players, and the story was obviously our two friend groups came together. We was hanging around with each other all day. I've got all of it on film. I've got it in the vlog because he came over and said, "This was bearing in mind like I had like 1,000 subs at the time, and I've only got 2,000 now, And he's come over to me and gone, 'Oh my god, you're doing YouTube. I've got a friend that does YouTube too.' And like I was just like, 'Oh really? Who is?' I'll introduce you to him. It takes me obviously round to the FYD stand, and I was just like, 'That's Jamie FYD.' That is like, I don't know how many you're on at the time,
funny, isn't it?
But even if you were like 30k, like at the minimum, like, I'm sure you would have been more, but like at the minimum, I still would have sat there and been like, 'Yeah, that's Matt, it's not the same
just
thing.'
completely normal. I get.
But he was just he was harmless, wasn't he? He just. That was his thing.
He wanted the best for everyone. That's why he would introduce people to people all the time.
The worst bit for me was just before he passed away. He was at Roll Hard.
Yes,
and I was at Roll Hard too. And I saw him in the distance, and I said to my mate Mike, I went, "Fucking bastard!" I was like, "Never comes to fucking my show." I was like,
"Yeah, but he's here, isn't he?"
But then in my head, I was so far away from him. I thought, "I'll see him in a minute."
Yeah,
and then hours passed, I got some food, forgot about it, and then I hear this big old car start up and turn around, and it's the Galaxy, and he's driving off because he was going, and I thought, fuck, I didn't say hello to him, and in my head I even said to myself, oh fuck's sake, like I didn't get around to speaking to him, I forgot about that, and then obviously the accident happened. But
see, how I met him was through the Cadillac. He had his Galaxy, and I'd bought the Cadillac, and I started putting it online. This was before FYD was a thing. And the day I met him, I was probably 2 months away from losing my job, which I didn't know. And he come down to the island for a holiday in his Galaxy, and I was like, mate, good on you for driving it. I hate driving mine like that far, blah blah. And we took both cars out. Mine died by the side of the road, and he had jump leads, so we jumped my car and we went for a photo shoot. And I still have the photos. And I was going to do a t-shirt and get like all this, but I didn't because I just don't really want to go down that road for personal things more than anything. But like I still remember that being meeting someone that was the same as you through a mutual car at the end of the day. I remember cruising down to there's a skate park down where we are called Sea Close. We went down there. My car died, and we parked the cars up. And I was like, "Well, leave it there. Can you move yours next to it?" And like, yeah, that's all right. And we just stood there bantering for like, 4 or 5 hours in the sun. Sun starts setting. Cars are there. Probably one of the nicest things. He then used to come down every sort of year, half a year, whatever it was. So every time he'd come down, I'd have a different car because I'm an idiot. And the last time he come down, I think I had a Saxo VTS last year. Last time he come down. The time before that, I had an S13. So we went out and did some drifting and naughty being naughty. And I just remember him coming down, and for a week we'd be really good mates. And we'd meet him at shows and stuff, or whenever I was in Essex or wherever, I'd try and meet him. And It was Players, and Players Classic for me, and I'm going to say Jay and like Carl and that, they're just like the game is, they've set the game high.
And car quality, stuff like that.
I always used to, like my golf years back, I always tried to get it in Players. It was just one of those things. And Players Classic for me, because it's round the corner from me, I always used to take my Cadillac there. I've got the first...
Round the corner, just a boat round the corner.
Yeah, boat round the corner, 20 minutes away. But the first limited run T-shirt for FYD was my Cadillac. And I have 2 T-shirts left from it, from like the 20 I did at the time, whatever it was. And that picture was the day that I enjoyed the most with the car scene, because my car was at its first show. It's decked, cars, friends, it was all gravy. And going full circle, the idea was to do that same shoot on my truck with his Galaxy in the background. And I said to him, go to Players this year, Airfield, it's going to be the last one, blah, blah. And I just realised what you did. And that one's gone.
That's all right. Yeah, go on.
And I said, we'll get the same picture. And he's like, yeah, that's all right. And then literally a week later. So that's what cars sort of mean to me, is that they've introduced me to a lot of people as well, which is really nice, especially people that were in the same sort of boat of enjoying. Just enjoying cars. No hate to it, and just like having a laugh and that. So
I hate the whole kind of let me check this camera quickly.
I don't want to like drone on about it though, but it's just cool to meet cool people. End of the day,
Yeah,
that's the way I see it.
It's the thing.
That's why I sort of wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, like you said. Yeah, I obviously because it was sentimental to me. Because
Yeah.
I kind of sat there and I was just like, I remember messaging you. Oh God, like last year sometime, saying about this podcast idea that I'd had, and at the time it was an idea. And
Yeah.
even though I was like, I've got to get the ball rolling, I didn't have this. So it was like, where am I going to do it?
Yeah.
Now obviously we've got the place, and then I kind of sat there and I was like, oh my God, like I think it was because I started watching some old vlogs that I'd done. And I was like, fuck, it was Matt that introduced me. And
Yeah.
this was obviously after what had happened. I said, fuck, it was Matt that introduced me. So that's why I kind of sat there and I was like, it's actually, like I said, I can't sit here and claim to be a really good friend of Matt's. I never would, but would. But then, I don't know, mate. Like you said, like
It's just nice to meet nice people.
Yeah,
That's the way I see it. And I've always been that way.
I don't like being that guy, and I don't like It's kind of like obviously you emphasize it more, but no, genuinely, if anyone had ever said to me, even when he was alive, bless him, like, oh, like who's some of the nicest people you've met, he'd definitely be on my
he'd
top
be at the
10
top.
list.
Yeah,
because like if I could remember everyone in an instance,
And
he
do you know
would
what it is,
definitely
right?
be there, because I was like, Matt's sick. He's such a safe guy.
Coming out the other side of that, people always wonder why, especially me, but like other people, wouldn't focus on the hate.
Yeah,
People that hate people that post videos about people over nothing and blah blah blah. Right?
so actually, when I was looking at videos of you last night, I did get one pop
and
up.
people don't understand that I'm not here for that. I'm
Yeah.
here for the nice people.
Yeah,
and unfortunately, he had to fucking lose his life, and people still think it's all right to
Yeah,
worry
yeah,
about that. I don't care.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
literally couldn't care less. There's things happening in the world.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
are going through stuff. Do you really think that that matters
Yeah.
to someone? You are very, very delusional if you think that that's a
Yeah,
problem.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But no,
That's the way I see stuff.
But yeah, shout out to Matt Richardson.
Yeah,
'cause he was
shout
a
out. Absolute
cool guy.
legend. Yeah. If you ever met him, you know full well. If you haven't, then
He was just fucking
he's
funny.
just a good guy.
Funny
Anyway,
kid.
next topic.
Mate, do you know what?
Yeah, let's get the phone out. We'll get some topics on the go.
I did write
Shout out
down.
Fanta, by the way. You shouted out the Fanta.
Don't worry,
in a
we've
red
got
cup,
a
mate.
nice little close up here of you taking a sip.
Lovely close up.
I did
Right,
wa-
we'll get some topics on the go.
Oh,
Because,
I know we spoke
topics.
about it as well, but just in general, your overall thoughts on Japan in total.
Love it. Would go back. Would rather next time go more prepared, I suppose.
Yeah.
Preparation is key with something like that, and I'd probably go out there and try and get more people that I know out there to help me. I did make some contacts, which was nice, and you have a contact out there, and to be honest, what you did and what I did was very different things.
Yeah.
So I'd like to go out there and experience your way,
Yeah.
and vice versa. Do you know what I mean?
I'll give you. I think it's the same verdict. I'd go back again. It was a lovely country, but I did. When people have messaged me and gone, oh, like you went
you
to
go
Japan,
here? Yeah.
like, oh my god, what should we do? I'm going next year, or I'm thinking of going. I'm like, yeah, you can go, but my first tip would be you need a fucking car.
Yeah,
You
because it's
need a
vast.
car. Yeah,
vast.
like Tokyo,
place.
you can get around in by train.
Yeah,
but
but
one-
it's a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah, it is. But then, in all due respect, they have what's called like districts. Well,
Yeah.
that's how it's kind of explained to me. And each district essentially does something different.
Yeah.
So there was like a gaming one, and there was a shopping one. So we went out to all these different like little like places within Tokyo as the capital. But like once you've seen an area of Tokyo on like say a 2 to 3 day period, like you've seen Tokyo.
Yeah.
Like that's not
But
to
it's
say
so vast that you
There's
can't see all of it.
no.
But it
I
is
wanted to go- I
relatively
wanted
the same.
to go-
It's sort of like London.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's, and LA
100%.
sort of like it is the same sort of thing. You just go to different spots that you want to go to. If you want to
Yeah.
go find model cars, there's a 5-story model car shop. If
Yeah.
you want that,
Yeah.
that does exist.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say to people is the same sort of thing.
That's what I was going to say. It's the sheer amount of stuff there that exists.
Yeah,
Like the
Oh, it's
stuff that
next
they
level,
have.
mate.
Like you could pull the most random thing out of thin air, and it most probably exists in Japan.
Yeah.
That was the crazy.
and
bit
it'd be
about
into it.
Yeah.
People will be into it.
There was there was some we went into
Weird
we went into some funny shops.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave it at that. But
Yeah.
we went into some.
Go and experience it for yourself.
Yeah, we went into some funny shops.
Yeah.
Mate, I do want to talk to you about one thing.
Yeah.
Because to be honest with you, by not accident, but we've pretty much covered loads of stuff.
Yeah.
I've looking through your channel last night. One of the videos that I saw, and to be honest, I saw it before. The e-golf the 100% electric Golf that you did. Now, obviously, it's a big topic because recently, I don't want to make the podcast all about the car side of things because I love finding out about you and stuff like that. But only recently, someone said to me, "Oh yeah, because they've just changed the UK time period in which they're going to be allowed to make petrol cars over here. Isn't it like 2035 now? I might be wrong.
It is.
Don't quote me. But
to be honest,
they moved it closer.
Do you know, I did the e-Golf as a car enthusiast that needs something in the future.
Well, you just mentioned to me off camera that you got quite a lot of hate.
Interesting questions.
Yeah, not hate.
As to why you would bring that up for a car enthusiast. And the reason was that at one point, we are going to have to daily drive something else other than combustion engines, whether it's hydrogen, wind power, or whatever it's going to be. The reality is, you're going to have something at home that's petrol, that's because it's going to be expensive and you're not allowed it on the road, or you're not allowed to take it into a city or whatever. So you're going to have something on the driveway that is more economical or runs with regulations for whatever was running at the time. That was like the first generation Golf that they've done where they've brought that in, and I just thought it was a good idea to say, if you're a car enthusiast, this is what you've got to put up with soon. Yeah. And it wasn't bad. That's what I was sort of trying to point out. But people just hate electric cars.
Yeah, don't panic. It's not all bad. Yeah. I think it was important that you did bring it up because you... Basically, so around here, local area, we've got... I don't want to get into it too much. We've got LEZ and ULEZ areas, which are low emission zone, ultra low emission zone, and they're just making the ultra low emission zone. No. Yes, the ultra... LEZ, low emission zone. No, LEZ, one of them. Yeah. They're making something... further afield from London, and it's just about to affect a very local area to here, somewhere that you still, especially living around here, like you don't look at it as London. No, and they're about to do that. Yeah, and to the point where, for example, my friend's missus, her dad has just had to ditch his. He had a diesel C-Class, 2000. I don't know, the shape before the ones that are out now. Yeah. C220 or something like that. Something just not crazy. Something just normal daily driver. And he had to change that. He's just got himself a new BMW 5 Series. So it looks like a bit of an upgrade, but really the reason he did it is because he part traded it in, taken a finance option, and it's petrol. The other one obviously was diesel. Right. So it was working out that if you drive something under 3.5 tons, it's £12.50 a day. All day, every day, Monday to Sunday, 24 hours. The minute you drive into the zone, it's £12.50. And for him to go to the local Sainsbury's, he would encroach in one of the zones, driving a diesel. The minute you drive a petrol, it's okay. Wow. So he had to change it, and that's
exactly why I did it. Exactly what. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah, it's true.
You're gonna need to do it in a minute.
So it relates to me.
Are you really gonna pay £12 a day to take your car in there? No, of course you're not.
If you're over 3.5, because obviously, so I daily a transit really. I daily my transit all the time. I've only just got insured on that Rover, and that, lucky enough, it falls under 3.5 ton. If you're over 3.5 ton, it's £100 a day. There's no in between. It's £100 or £12.50 a day. You choose.
That's sort of why I wanted to jog people's memory really of what's really coming. But is that you're gonna want an electric car or something that is so low emissions that you get free access to cities. Yeah. Because you're going to be daily driving something, so you keep your RX-7 at home or whatever it is. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? In the garage, so when you go and enjoy it, you enjoy it down B roads where there's no congestion charge and you can actually pay for it.
It's like it's somewhere like the Netherlands or there's a European country
already that
does massive tax reductions or like tax rebates essentially for anyone that owns a Tesla. Yeah, so they're everywhere.
It's already happening. And it's slowly happening, and people don't realise. So it's something that I wanted to. But unfortunately, a lot of people still aren't in that mindset. Is coming. Yeah. So you have to sort of take that and battle it, but that's
it
just
is
how
a shame.
Life is.
I've got a fair few mates that are like, hey, electric cars. But then, to be honest with you, like, quite an open-minded guy. Like, I don't actually hate them.
Oh, mate, I'm open-minded as it gets. The first day I drove a Tesla, I was like, want one of these one day.
Have you driven one?
Yeah. Oh, mate. I thankfully, Tesla gave me a P100D dual motor for the day. Yeah. 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds. Yeah. The fastest thing with 4 doors that I've ever driven on launch. It is ridiculous.
I've seen from a roundabout, standing still, about 2-3 cars in front of me, a Model S, the bigger one, right? Yeah. Not the 4x4 one, the bigger car.
which is the S is the one I had for the day. And
yeah. I've
rapid.
I've seen a guy put his foot down off the line. I will be straight with you. I can't think of any other time I've seen something shift off the line as quick as that did, and it was just instant power, no like spin or anything.
Delay
it
or
was just
anything,
like
just
boom.
disappears, doesn't it?
Yeah, and he
don't get me
proper
wrong.
kicked it.
That's the top of the electric car game, and they're the most expensive.
Yeah.
So it's nice to come a bit again. Reality check. It's 30 grand Golf. You get 3.5 grand off from the from the government buying it. So it is relatively affordable for someone that wants it. But yeah, just bringing different content was the idea with that. But
I liked it, mate. I liked it a lot. I genuinely did. Don't get me wrong. Like I didn't look at the Golf and go, "Oh my god, I'm going to buy one." But then I did.
Because
like, I don't think you did either.
It's still too early, but it was nice to see that, especially VW, have put that electric engine in a car that wasn't supposed to be electric and made it work.
Yeah.
So that's what I was trying to say, was like, it's a Golf, a very nice Golf, just with, you can drive it all the time as well as you used to. Do you know what I mean?
It's wicked as well because, like you said, for a local driver, realistically, I don't need what I have.
I don't need what I have.
And
I would quite happily have an electric car at the moment. I just don't see a market
to be honest
for it.
with you, though, you do the miles, whereas other than the car shows that I go to, stuff like that, and a couple of places I need to travel to here and there, if I was just coming from my house to here every day, fuck, like, Jesus, I'd save so much money.
And I think the Golf was, don't quote me, but I think it was about £4 to fill up. And you got 100 and it was quite low. It was like 140, 150
That's
miles.
That's the only worry.
But for me, if I lived on the Isle of Wight, it's 27 miles wide. I can't actually use full charge in a day. So it would be perfect for places like that. And that's really what, again, I tried to preach cross, but it didn't work because people were like, "Oh no, but I drive here, and here. It wouldn't work.
I like V8s.
That car wouldn't work." But I like V8s, and like I love stuff like that. So yeah, you would still have that, and you'd have that, but that was, you know.
I do understand. That's the issue I think that we've got though at the minute, where it is a crossover period. We are still only in that time where you have to have both.
Yeah, you can have both, or in a minute you won't be able to have.
Yeah, I mean,
both
if you was
in a city,
if you was my nan or granddad, the trips they used to do would be like to the cafe, to town, get some food,
fine for that.
shopping, home. Perfect. And the only other issue that I do, so obviously not everything's solved yet. I understand that, and I think what everybody expects. I think everybody expects it to be solved instantly, whereas it's not going to be.
Yeah.
But the only one of the issues is mileage. I looked at the VW van range that they plan on doing. Have you looked at the mileage on them?
No.
I think one of the vans, like the Transporter, was like, I don't quote me on this. I could be very wrong. I don't know what I read, but it was like 80 miles. I was like, that's not going to get me anywhere.
But it's in a city driving. That's what. And
I
obviously there's new VW models coming out that are going to smash the electric car game.
Yeah.
And other brands, you know, not just VW. Everyone's doing it. It's just, you know, the next 10 years I reckon are going to be where we really find out. But it's nice to have on camera the first generation of these cars that are happening, and then obviously in 5 years' time I'll pick one up and they'll do like 1,000 miles on one charge or whatever they do. So,
the only other issue that I find is the charging section, which is one obviously the travel and charging. But let's say you are doing inner city driving. Let's say you are my nan or granddad. You're only driving down the road. You can charge it when you get home.
Yeah,
I live in flats. How until they build some sort of
somewhere a car park that has a multi-charger in it, so everyone can charge their cars. But I don't know if you watched the newest Top Gear, the Taycan Porsche they've just brought out.
Oh, I haven't. No.
So
I plan on it though. My dad watched it the other day without me.
Ridiculously powerful. It is 100% what I'd have. I'd love that car.
Yeah.
But the infrastructure of, I think it's London or the UK especially, doesn't have charging.
It's three in the whole country, isn't it? Something like that.
Yeah. Because it charges too fast. The wattage is not big enough.
Yeah.
So the car game is already advanced for... We know that the cars are more advanced already for the roads and everything, but they're even more advanced now for the electric stability that we have to actually charge these things up. So the infrastructure for that is already quite low.
What's your age demographic on your channel?
18 to 35.
Yeah, I think realistically, over
35 people. I reckon people over 35 are probably going to be a bit more conscious about it.
Yeah, but the point I was going to make is like obviously we've grown up in an era where it was all established for us already. Anyone between the age, because I'm 26, you're 30, 5 years on you is nothing, and then 8 years below me really is nothing. And well, it's even better if anything, because petrol cars and the infrastructure for petrol cars was already set up.
Yeah.
We were born into thinking that it was completely normal.
Yeah.
So going through such a demographic shift, do you know what I mean? Like into electric cars and everything like that. That's why we are essentially the complainants. That our whole generation is an accidental complainer, because we're sitting there going, "Oh yeah, but it won't work because blah blah." And you think to yourself, obviously not. But I'm sure when they bought out the first petrol cars,
gonna say,
there wasn't a garage like on your on your street.
Because there's petrol stations everywhere now, it wasn't like that.
Yeah.
When I remember my mum had a Mini actually, and we used to have to drive to go and put petrol in it.
Yeah.
And that was like because there was only 2 petrol stations in a 20-mile radius.
Yeah.
Now they're everywhere, so it's all right. It's going to get there. But it's taken my whole life to actually now pull into anywhere that has petrol. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it'll get there, but
100%. So you're as the actual Golf itself. Have you done any other electric cars apart from the Tesla? Did you review You reviewed the Tesla, yeah?
Yeah, and a Model X as well, which is the SUV one, which is very, very cool. I like that because it's got going towards the series. I like it.
Yes, I
and
saw
it
your
dances.
I saw your story the other day when you said this geezer had just purposely gone to the Gullwing
He
doors.
literally got out of the car. I was like, something's on the back seat. Push the button and look round as the thing comes up, and I was just like, "Oh, poser!"
You would though.
But then I'm like, "Yeah, that'd be me as well."
Yeah,
I'd be like,
100%.
I'd push the button in the car so it goes up as I get out. Like, oh yeah, let me just that does that by the way, and then get back in.
I think that's why I love Tesla so much in a sense, because it's like,
I love it. I think it's so cool.
Elon Musk, he purposely sits there and goes, "What can we do to just be hilarious?"
Yeah,
like, and it's
make it
Gullwing
really
doors
cool.
on an SUV.
Yeah,
like,
let's go.
Oh, have you? I don't get me wrong. I don't know if you put this in your video. Or you knew about this, or you know about the fart.
Yeah. So each
insane,
seat, each
insane.
seat, yeah.
Who does that?
Yeah.
Like, that's one of the most comedic things ever. But I reckon, oh mate, he's going to rule the world.
Yeah,
Elon Musk is going to rule the world.
Yeah, he's a good lad. We like him. He's on it.
But yeah, your overall thoughts on the actual Golf itself. Then I guess being the Broke Boys audience especially is so German VW oriented.
Very, very good car, and I reckon if you slammed it on some wheels, it'd be fantastic. But it is the evolution that you could. They've only changed the engine; they haven't changed anything else.
Yeah.
So that car is the same car that you could buy a GTR and R in or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just a different engine. So, that was really cool. But they'll only ever make that Golf. There'll only be that electric Golf, because there will never be an electric Golf after that.
Yeah.
They're going to the ID3, which is going to be a completely new generation of model of car that's going to be electric. So what I thought was that one day, in 30 years' time, there'll be one sat that no one bought with no mileage on it, and it'd be worth all the money because you can't buy a Golf electric.
I said this to one of my friends the other day. He said about the whole petrol thing. This is when I found out about they're cutting the production of petrol, diesel, and all this by 2035 or whatever it is. And I sat there and I was like, I was like, now's the right time to buy, or buy up a decent classic or a decent car you think might be a classic in the future. He's like, no, they're going to slap you with fines and all this for anyone. And I thought to myself, but I'm sure what you're saying to me now is exactly what my dad's dad said to him when I went into I had a hard drive that crashed, and I went into like a computer repair shop, and I'm talking to the guy, and he says, "Oh, what is it you do?" Just chatting away. I was like, "Oh, I do car events, blah blah blah." He goes, "Oh yeah, he was like, man, I've got an old car sitting in the garage." And I went, "What is it?" And he went, "It's a Ford Escort." And I went, "Oh," like thinking to myself, this could be good. And I was like, what generation is like Mark 1 fucking Mexico? And I was like, "You're joking."
I bet he bought it for 500 quid as well.
I said to him, I said, "How much you buy it for?" He was like, "It was like literally it was like my first or second car." I went, wow. I said to him, "How much did you buy it for?" I can't remember how much he said. It must have been like it's so ridiculous,
pennies,
mate. And I turned around to him, I was like, what's the condition like? Because he just didn't know. And I said, "What's the condition like?" And he went, he was like, "Well, I drove it around when I was younger." He was like, "I had it pretty much like fully restored." He was like, "It's sat in a garage ever since." I was like, do you
want to sell it?
Yeah, I said that to him, and he's like, "I've never said it." And I went, "Mate, you don't
have a look on eBay and then see if you want to sell it."
You don't realise how much money you're sitting on. But then I'm sure his dad...
It's not about money for people like that, though, sometimes. But
but you understand.
They didn't keep it for the monetary asset of it's going to go up.
But like, just as an example, though, I'm sure if he had mentioned that, his dad would have gone, "Oh, piss off,
Yeah,
Dave.
nah.
It's a bloody Ford
Dump
Escort.
it, yeah,
No
it's
one wants
crap,
it. Yeah. And it's going to be exactly the same. No one's going to. Oh my god! Like the electric version of the Golf. No one wants that.
Yeah.
But then like the day it
By
comes where
accident.
like the Golf isn't a thing anymore. That was our old petrol line,
Yeah.
and we've been
Then,
20
like-
years deep into electric, and it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, but I have the first edition Golf that was like the temporary electric car for
And
the.
it's got the floor
Yeah.
mats and it's got
Yeah.
the this.
Yeah.
And people are going to be like, you've got one of them.
Yeah.
You've got it sat in the garage. It hasn't been charged in 2 years. But, do you know
Batteries
what I
are
mean?
mostly already
Like,
dead. Yeah.
But like that's going to actually be a thing.
Yeah, of course it
And
is.
I can't wait for that day because it's going to be like car shows
Yeah.
and the scene is going to be completely different.
Yeah.
Completely
Well,
different.
what we were talking about earlier, you saying that from me when I started in 2014, like that's when I really started paying attention to modified cars. Till now, we've gone through like surfboards on roofs,
on roofs.
snowboards on roofs, Euro look, to the point where like we don't actually call it Euro look anymore
No.
because it is normal look.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Like dish wheels on a car is relatively normal now.
yeah, it's completely normal.
And like we did the rat look thing
Oh,
where everyone had rat look cars.
that's what-
And that was, it's sort of, you see a couple now, but you
Yeah.
don't anymore really.
That's
it
what
was
I
a massive thing.
said
at
to
one
you
point.
earlier on when I said I'd been round a friend's house and Matt Richardson came round, and it was because we were ratting an old Astra, like
Yeah.
a saloon
Yeah.
Astra.
But that's
And
already
we had-
happened, that
Yeah.
generation of like rat look things.
Yeah.
And people thought it was really cool and then really crap and really cool at the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Like, but it was like, obviously that stems from the hot rod era of the cars that I
Yes.
really like. And it wasn't
Yeah.
because you were ratting it, it was because it was
Patina.
old.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was like
You found it like
used.
it and made it work
Yeah.
with it being rusty.
Well, you'd get a shell of a relatively car and put a ridiculous engine in it and go racing.
Yeah.
Like that was cool. Like that was like the hot roddy thing to do. And obviously taking that into the V-dub scene and stuff with
Yeah.
the Beatles and that obviously made it different.
The thing that, oh God, I might get some hate for this, and obviously I'm not sure if you've seen this recently, but the thing that I've noticed is there's a huge scene of very standard, like Golf R's and S3s, RS3s.
It's because it's easy to get into one now, and
Yeah.
they are phenomenal cars.
Oh,
And
I've
get
driven
it,
a Golf
and
R.
I've driven a fair few of them, and I know mates that have got them, and they're unbelievable. I know what you mean, though. There is a lot of them.
The only not, it's not an issue. I'm not going to be that guy, but like the only thing I do see happening within that is like, notice how like we were saying about Japan earlier on, how they pay attention to detail,
Yeah.
and we've gone really from paying attention to detail to like, I want a roof rack and I'm going to put something on it to make that roof rack better.
Yeah.
All the way down to like, we used to just do like, I remember like the flocking, all of that stuff, suede interiors. We used to change like gear knob gaiters, everything.
Yeah.
Now it's just like keep them standard because they're produced really nicely.
Yeah.
And that's okay, but we are kind of really sinking into an era of like keeping cars actually quite standard. And it's like, I don't like
It's
that.
because cars coming out now are too good.
They're brilliant.
They're
You can't
unreal.
buy
Some
body
of the
kits
stuff
better
I've
for-
driven,
yeah.
mate. I'm like, I wouldn't change anything in there either.
Yeah,
like that is
yeah.
there is that line where you think, like my RS3, it's 2011 and it's not the newest thing in the world, but I'm not going to really mess a lot with the
Yeah.
interior, especially because it is a lovely place to be.
Yeah.
So to me, I'm like, I get it, but I don't get it. There's like, I'd like to do things. So
Yeah.
you'd have to buy an older car. It's just the way. Like my truck, I had to reline the whole roof line in all the floors and that
Yeah.
in sound deadening because there wasn't any.
So do you daily the RS3?
Yeah,
And then the truck's like
the truck's like a.
summer
If I want a
weekend.
daily and it's lovely, then yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take it to the gym or I'll do whatever in it.
Yeah.
The idea behind that is just that I didn't buy it for any social media presence, wherever. I just really wanted another American vehicle on my driveway.
I get that.
And I wanted a pickup truck. I wanted a pickup truck so bad. I nearly bought a pickup truck instead of my Cadillac back in the day anyway. And having it and me able to just jump in it and go for a cruise is the best thing ever.
Yeah.
In the summer, windows down with a bit of music on, nothing beats that.
Yeah.
Any car I've been in.
Yeah.
Like, just an old classic car going to the pub, it's just lovely.
Oh yeah, oh mate,
Best day ever.
I completely agree with that. Completely
Yeah.
agree with that. I think there's something about having the windows wide open in a classic,
Yeah.
any classic, which makes it 10 times
Mainly
better.
because the petrol smell is really bad.
Mate, I drove
Really bad.
my Mini round for the first year, thinking it just stunk of petrol to the point where like I was going uni, so I was like throwing all my bags in and like getting to the other end, like taking pillowcases off, changing them because it smelled of petrol so bad.
Yeah.
To realise that the breather pipe wasn't there, so it was just it was just pissing
dumping
into
the smell in there. Yeah.
Do you know what you would like? A guy that follows us, comes on our shows. He's on the picture over there.
Yeah, I'll follow him. And I'm
Jake.
envious, big envy of that thing.
Mate,
I tell you.
Have you seen it in person?
Not in person. Seen many. I've been
detail.
right through his Instagram on it all.
Detail, mate.
That
like,
is...
He's even got on his exhaust. Fuck Greta.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Like, what a guy. What a guy.
Do you know, builds like that is what I would love to obtain at some point.
Yeah.
I just don't have the money for it.
Yeah.
To dump into that
I don't,
chassis, it's worth it all day long.
I don't want to be.
Love it.
I don't want to get too in depth in it because I'm not too sure on the whole story. But he inherited the shell of that, and I believe, and he inherited.
Then build it, make it happen.
He inherited.
Yeah.
Inherited another car as well. I know what it was, but I don't want to get it wrong, so I won't say it. But he ended up selling the other car. I think that gave him the money to do what he's done with that.
Too right. I'd have done the same
and
thing.
that was due to, I think it was like his uncle or something. Was an enthusiast, realised that he was, like Jake was a car enthusiast as well, and in the will kind of said, like, it's yours, bro.
It's a very nice thing.
Yeah,
really
and
like that.
mate, but you, to be honest with you, like, it's beyond that point now. Like, like you couldn't be like, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that hear that and go, oh, so he got it done. Like, no. Like, as in, this guy, like, the amount of stuff that he's done to that car, like, the cutout for the turbo, like, he does all
mate.
the work himself as well.
Beautiful.
He's insane.
Yeah.
Insane. I'm
I've
sure
got a
he's
lot of love for that.
way beyond his value when it comes
See,
to
if you
the
park
money.
my truck next to that, you'd laugh at mine. You'd be like, what a ratty piece of crap that
but
is.
still, you would still sit there and think to yourself, like, it's so good with American cars because you can appreciate that patinaed shitter.
Yeah.
What would be essentially considered a shitter in comparison to that?
100%, yeah. Because that's a show vehicle, a bit more like someone's really thought about it and sat down. It's the same car show sort of thing, like the scene.
I'm going to get his Instagram because we're talking about a picture that's currently on the wall.
Yeah.
And
It's an F100, isn't it?
F100.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jake F100, I thought it was. So that's his Instagram. Go check it out because he's got an F100 truck. It comes to our shows every year. And to be honest with you, that picture right there
Of it doing a burnout.
is pretty viral. Well, it went pretty viral just because obviously he's such a cool guy and he's sitting there so straight faced.
It's like, wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, and he's just locked up and
Good
he's
lad.
just burnout. And he does them everywhere and he does the sickest burnouts. But yeah, he the attention to detail in that thing's amazing. But you can appreciate the two because then you've
100%.
got for example, Matt's Galaxy. Matt's Galaxy would pull up at shows and like it was wicked. But it wasn't perfect. And but it was unbelievable, like an unbelievable. Like it was just because of what it was. It was just sick. Like you just like this is so cool.
He bought that and it was what it was, and then he went and you open the engine bay on that car and it's like, what?
He changed the engine in it, didn't he?
It was just beautiful.
Yeah.
So well done and immaculate. And then you drop it down and it's like an old race car outside, and that's so cool.
There was also as well. There's a couple. There's another guy that comes to one of our shows. Come to the arena show that we did last year, and he, I can't remember his Instagram. I don't know what the car is, but he's got this massive flatbed truck thing, and he's put like it's like an enclosure bit on the back, and it just, oh God, I need to find his Instagram. I'll show you.
It's
as
cool
well.
though, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
and it's unreal, but it's not. It's not perfect. Like it's one of them. Like you get in and he's got like a thrown over his interior.
Mexican blanket.
Yeah. It's like knitted
So cool.
by his nan or something, and you just think to yourself, because when I saw him, I was like, "That's sick," and he was like, "Jump in." I was like, and I said to like all the people that I had like working for me on the day, working for me, God, big headed. Do you know what I mean? Like all the people that were volunteering helping me on the day of the show. I was like, give me a second. I jumped in. I did about like 10 meters in this car, and I was like, this is so sick. And he's like, thank you, mate. I was like, mate, this is unbelievable. And he parked it next to the truck, the F100, and like they were both. You could walk up and be like, I love them both, equally the same.
Yeah.
But that one clearly has shinier paint, and that one doesn't. But I don't care. Like it didn't matter at all. And that's what the amazing. That I think that's why I love the American scene. I love American trucks. I love all of that. I love classic stuff as well, and I think that we can learn a lot from it.
Oh yeah.
So
from one to the other.
yeah, you're thinking about. Well, you are. Yeah. I'm making you. You're coming to our show this year.
I am indeed.
FYD stand. We need to talk about this, obviously.
Yeah.
But FYD stand, going all out.
Oh yeah.
What have you? How much do you know about the show?
I know quite a bit. I tried to come. When did I try to come? Last year and the year before, maybe. I think I went on holiday the year before. I can't quite remember. But it's been at the top of the list for a while. It's just time and place. Half the time for me, it's just well all over the place with stuff.
I think because we were talking about it, and I was saying, I think obviously our demographic and yours fit so well together because you are just just doing the car reviews in general. Obviously, you're giving people insight into a world that they either don't know or want to know about, or vehicle, like I said, for example, earlier on, the Abarth video, the Fiesta ST video, the whole kind of that little mini series that you said that you did with the whole cars, potential first cars. Yeah. That sort of thing fits so well with us. So
it definitely works, and I think coming to that show is going to be like a really nice thing because you let the stuff that I like in. Yeah. So I'm obviously going to be there. That's the way I see it.
The structure's completely different because obviously the way we do it is, if you're inside, because people go, because I'm saying inside, we've never had inside at the farm, but we've got an inside area this year. But we've had a trade area, and the trade area itself is like, how do people get into the trade area? Can I get in there? Can I get in there? I'm like, no. Like, you have to come with a trader. Like that. So there's no arguing. It's like traders are the way in. If you want to go ask a trader, be my guest. If you want to go beg them, do you know what I mean? Like, do your thing. There, But my main focus is our show area, and our show area is, it's going to sound really bad when I say this, but it is our car park. Like, it is like, we still separate it. We still try and say, look, if you don't want to show your car, go over here.
Cool, yeah.
But everybody that wants to show their car, doesn't matter who you are, what you have, how modified it is, you have the opportunity to do so. Yeah. Even if that means that your car's not modified at all, but you still want to park with mates, then go do it. Yeah. And then I'm sure that there's a lot of people that may have not been to the show that go, but then you're going to get a load of standard cars parking next to you. You just don't. Like, you just don't at all. I'd say 85% to 90% of the field are show field. We seem park them, make it look fancy. Cool. Yeah. But most of it is modified cars. Or 99% of it is modified cars. Still,
I'm well excited for it, I'll tell you,
mate.
Since we've been going backwards and forwards and chatting about it, I'm like, well, hype for it. So I've got to get my car ready.
Yes, you do. Oh, actually, let's talk about, you're having a wrap, aren't you?
Yeah. Oh my god.
so that's why you're driving. I have
these stupid ideas in my head.
It's not a stupid idea. It looks sick.
But I always have this idea that I want to make something that I want, not that jumps through hoops for people. And I've always wanted to wrap something fully. Yeah. Not change the colour though. We're not just going for a complete yellow wrap on a white car. Nothing like that. I wanted to bring some sort of design into it. And I did it on my X6, which was funny because people really enjoyed it. Yeah. And I moulded a camo wrap over to make it look wider than it was. That was the whole idea, and put a little bit of, stickers on it or whatever it was. This one, the idea is, I love Group B Rally, but I can't rip off a Group B Rally car. So
I see what you
take
think. That makes sense.
Flavour from that, stripes, position of things. Yeah. Put my sponsors on there, AUTOMOTIVE, Voodoo, Mapping, various people, and have it like a new age, old version of the Group B Rally car. In fact, on an new RS product. Yeah. The RS3, obviously, it's collecting loads of ideas, putting them in a pot, and hoping it works. Yeah. It's going to be really exciting. I've got pictures of what it sort of looks like with half wrap on it.
You need to show me.
And I'm like,
you need to show me.
I am mind blown, mate. The thing is, I like designing things, but I can never perfect it. So I always get other people to sort of come in and help me.
Exactly the same.
It's just how life is. And the vehicle wrapping centre, Leeds, we started chatting, and I was like, they did Gumball 3000 cars. Yeah. And there was a Dodge Challenger they did, which was rusty patina wrap over the whole thing for Gumball 3000. And I was like, I want something like that, but on my car. And that sounds really weird, but could we do that? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, right, here's my ideas. Here's like a drawing that I drew on like a piece of paper. And mate, I took a picture. I was like, something like that, but like really cool. And they were like, oh, what do you mean like this? Literally the next day. And I was like,
mind blown.
How have you done that?
Mate, I do it with our posters. I'm going to release it one day because I've definitely got a photo. The posters, obviously, of our shows are insane.
Oh, I love them.
Cartoon versions that we used to have. I should show you the drawings that I've given this guy. Yeah. Jamie. Yeah. Like, fair fucking play to the kid. Like, he knows what he's doing. But yeah, he's the same. Like, I've drawn like two stick men. Like, on one of I think there's one that we've got, and I'm riding a sheep. And the original thing was like me riding a cow, and I've tried to draw. I can't draw. like a stick man trying to ride a cow.
Yeah.
With like Mike, who's the other guy, like falling off the back.
Yeah.
And like that, I said like, right, so I want something like this, and he's come back to me. He's gone, oh, like, and then like a week later he's gone like this. I'm like, oh my god,
how have you done that? Yeah. So shout out to all the designers out there that can actually do stuff.
Shout out to people that have a vision.
Yeah. We've got visions. I've definitely got loads of visions. It's just actually executing.
Different. Yeah.
But that's how that happened. Was it was an idea, saw a car, and I didn't want to rip it off. And cars have been done like this multiple times, and I've been I've probably driven the cars that I know in the UK car scene that have got the same similar idea.
Yeah.
But my thing was
you take inspiration.
Group B Rally. Yeah. Like my inspiration was Group B Rally and old patina rusty crap, like my pickup truck. That's sort of why I've done it.
From what I'm seeing, it looks like they've done like a modern take on patina.
Yeah.
With I
like
can see
weathered.
Now you said Group B Rally.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, because I saw the stripes and stuff, and I thought to myself like,
oh, it's a bit Audi.
Yeah.
Audi.
And then, now you said that, I get it.
To be honest, the position of that they're on the car is of the actual Group B Rally car.
Amazing.
It's just on a hot hatch rather than a coupe saloon sort of whatever it is. So you're just people need to realise that. I think I'm not trying to rip people off. I'm not trying to rip off Group B Rally. I'm not trying to rip off mate's car that got it done last year. Like I did see a few things, and I never bring up comments, but there was someone that's like, what, you mean this car that's already in the scene? And I was like, mate, I know of a B5 S4 that was done probably 5 years ago in this similar wrap. Like it was a Playboy one. I think Julian Luce had it. Really cool thing.
You're always going to get it. You're always going to get it.
But like, I'm not about that. But like, it's already happened. I'd seen a completely rusty wrapped old car.
Yeah.
And someone had printed rusty wrap and put it on there. This was like when wrapping was really small. And it was in America, and I was like, oh, I want to do that to a car one day. So it's been ages since I've wanted to do it.
You get to the point now, mate, where like like, let's say you were going for just a full colour wrap, like a different colour, like someone would still call it. You're going yellow. What, like blah blah blah, and you'd be like, he didn't.
Yellow was done
in
like the 1930s. Don't worry about that. Yeah, but no, like I'm not about that. I'm just creating something I think is cool.
Yeah,
and I like.
And to be fair to you, mate, from like the little the photos I've seen, oh, it looks good.
Yeah,
I'm
so excited.
I give a lot of credit to rappers, mate, because I wouldn't have.
Mate, I couldn't have done that.
I went on a rapping course years ago, and I can do like I could rap up on it. If someone gave me a hand, I could rap up on it. Like as in you could help me and I could do it. So flat surfaces I'm good. Maybe a door, depending on. But like when they do like a whole piece, down the whole car, and they've got to match up like digital wrap. That's when I'm like, nah, I'll see you later. You can do that. Like especially when it's like A pillar all the way round down to side skirt, like down to the bottom. Since I did it for Volkswagen Up, and don't get me wrong. The guy that I'd done it with was a friend of mine, and I charged him like the £400 that I paid for the vinyl.
Yeah.
So, and it was like, I'd love to practice. And he'd like, bruv, wrap my whole car. How much is it going to cost? And rather it being 1,500, it was like £400. And he was like, I'll fucking do that. Yeah. So he got his whole car changed colour for, do you know what I mean? The £400. So he was well up for it. But
it's really hard.
Just don't get close to the sides.
Yeah. That's the thing. Perfecting the rap's hardest thing. So yeah. I trust those guys, and they've got the car now, and they're working their way through it, sort of thing. So
when's completion date?
So completion is basically the car's staying up there to get a bit more boost put through it because apparently it's not fast enough. And
okay, so you're
exactly.
All right, then.
Apparently. So shout out AT Motorsport, absolute legends, and then we'll do a bigger reveal of it, popping and banging and flames going down the road like a rally car at the end of the day.
Have you got idea on when the reveal will be? Not at all.
Not at the moment, no. But I will know as soon as everyone else knows because it will be very, very quick what we do. It will be, it's done, come and get it. I'll be like, okay, I'll get the next day, whenever it is to come up. So, and then the video goes straight out. So there'll be enough pictures and videos of it because I'm literally so obsessed with that.
Rightly so. I've got to mention this while it's on the top of my head as well, because it's earlier on when you said to me, like obviously I live in the Isle of Wight. I was like, oh my god, do. So you were saying about just opportunities being different. Obviously, the minute you get to the mainland.
So Isle of Wight opportunities from where I'm from, and like a lot of people would probably understand this, is where you're from doesn't really necessarily.
Doesn't define you.
Yeah, it doesn't define who you are.
No.
And like when I started this, there was no opportunity to do this where I was from, but people wanted to buy into the idea by giving me their cars.
Yeah.
So I made the most of it, and that's like, you live in this, like, near London. That's a phenomenal place to be because there's so much opportunity.
I know
it's not
no
even
different.
funny.
I know no different.
Yeah, and
For
like
me, this is completely normal. Like opportunity for me has like always been there.
Yeah.
So like to not have it would be like, what?
Yeah.
Like, why have you taken that away from me?
I think it doesn't necessarily mean you have to work harder if you're from a place that doesn't have an opportunity, but you just got to have a better mindset about it, or that you have to probably get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go and do stuff.
I'll be straight with you. There's a. It's gonna sound so bad. There's a place close to here called. I'm really gonna slag it off now. I don't mean to. It sounds so bad. Dymchurch, which is
Nice.
Dymchurch and Romney. Romney. Have you been? You know where it is?
No.
So it's on the south coast, and everyone that lives. So I know a couple of people that live there now. And the girl that I went to uni with, she lived there, and every boy that she's ever known and I've ever been introduced to from knowing her, or any boy that I know that lives that way, there's a power station down there. They all work on the power station. Yeah. And
same as the Isle of Wight, mate.
It's
the composite material, like, business, carbon fibre, Aston Martin parts and stuff, is really big down there.
Yeah.
It's probably the best job you can get there. Not saying there isn't any other opportunities, but that's pretty much where 99% of my mates work.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And that's where the money is. So it's all right. Like, that's really good for them.
It was just when I kind of found out that was a thing. That you got ignorant Londoner. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
where there's opportunity in every orifice.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, it's not even necessarily opportunity. It's like whatever job I've ever wanted,
it's there.
I could have got. I could have got with ease. I mean, as in
there is an opportunity.
I could have had, and I didn't see it as opportunity because it was just like should I work in Tesco? Should I work in Morris? Like, from my house, there's a Tesco, a Morrison's, and an Asda. We're all within about 5 miles.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like I could have worked at any of those, or like when I get my first job. There's Blue Water Shopping Centre down the road with every single shop. So retail was covered. Offices in London, 20-minute journey on the train in the morning. Anything I've ever wanted, estate agency, recruitment, anything, like anything. I can't emphasise that enough. And it never crossed my mind that there was somewhere in the world that you couldn't.
Yeah,
well, not somewhere in the world.
It's just a little bit harder for the 100 jobs to be an estate agent here. There's 10 down there.
Yeah, and so once those 10 are filled.
There's 10% of the chance of you actually getting it, unless you go out and actually make your own version. Yeah, which is what you've done here, and I've done as well. Is making your own job, making a physical job that you want a reality. So,
and part of that, and something that you touched on earlier on, was the fact that you said that you were sick of working for other people. Yeah,
and not because I hate people and I hate this and I hate that. Yeah. It's because I just wanted to produce my own destiny, if that makes any sense.
100%.
I have to wake up in the morning and I either do 2 hours or 20 hours that day. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? There isn't, and there's no cap, but there's no one telling you. It's double-edged sword. There's no one telling you to get to work at 9 o'clock in the morning, but there's no one telling you that you have to
go to work at 9 o'clock.
Go to work at 9 o'clock. Like, there isn't that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So it is a blessing and a curse at the same time.
No, 100%. I'm the same. So like I said, there's a couple of things that I've been going through recently, and I've been waking up later. Yeah. Like the other day, I woke up at like 9 o'clock, 9:30, and I just laid there, and I must have laid there till about 11:30, and I just thought to myself, "Bruv, like, you got to get up." Like,
but you've got to carry it. Like, it will define your future if you carry on with that mindset, and you've got to just be straight with it. Yeah, definitely. You've got to go. No, we've got to grab this day. We've got to do what we can. Like, there will be a point in your life where you'll turn around and go, "God, was that it?"
Yeah. 100%. Was
that it?
Yeah,
like 100%. The biggest thing now, in a couple of years' time, will be the smallest thing you could care about. Yeah. So there's always something around the corner, which is nice. So.
Yeah, but no, like, this is, for me, like, when you touched upon that, like, just when you briefly mentioned it, like, this is what I want this podcast to be about. Like, for me, okay, we're situated in the modified car market. Yes, I'm trying to, we do a lot of clothing sales now, and I'm trying to kind of spin off down that route more. But I am very much, I love motivating people to go do
100%. That's why I do what I do, and the brand is called Follow Your Dreams. And do you know what I mean? That's the whole idea behind it all.
That was going to be one of my questions. What did FYD stand for? But you mentioned it in that story the other day, and I was
Follow
like,
your dreams.
No, but you laugh about me. I know not in a serious way, but
at the same time, like, that's sort of like pushing people, if it's not in the car community, to just be nice and enjoy what you do and other people around you. In life, if you've got a goal, even if it's something so small, get a better body, go and do like
Yeah,
eat healthier, drink more water, or buy a set of wheels, or whatever buy a new fridge, something stupid like that.
Go do it.
Just work out how to do it.
Yeah.
Plan it. If it's monetary, like having money or buying a house, schedule that you're going to put 50 quid a week away, 50 quid a month away. You will end up getting there. It's just actually doing something about it.
Because I think what happens is we get mistaken. Well, I personally get mistaken for this like a lot. It's the whole like the first question that anyone will ever ask me is, "Oh, like you own Broke Boys. What car have you got?" And they're expecting something
Huge.
big. Like they're expecting
that
something
is
big.
huge. The emphasis of something you actually physically own.
Yes.
Is so. Something that I need to say right now, and as we're on the topic, actually, I've bought a new car. Right? No one knows about this.
Success is not defined by what you have.
Yeah, my channel doesn't even know about this.
I've got to get this out.
Very, very interesting.
Okay, you can tell me
and
after.
The reaction of me saying what it is defines who that person really is inside.
Okay.
Because as a young person, I wanted this car so fucking bad. It's not even funny. I wanted this so bad.
Yeah.
And people that understand it.
Yeah.
When does this go out?
I'm hoping to get this out in the first week of Feb. So the first weekend. It'd be the first Sunday.
Okay, I won't say what it is then.
I think it's the 1st of Feb, I think.
I won't say what it is, but it was a car that I really wanted. And this certain car was sat on a driveway and we drove past.
Oh, please tell me you left a note. That's...
Oh, we knocked on the door. Found out that I know the son from years ago.
What?
His mum owned it. And his mum... So basically, here's the story. A friend of mine bought a car when we were in our 20s. Horrendously expensive to insure. Bought it. Went out the first night. Thought it was the sickest thing in the world. Yeah. A car in front of us was the same car. And I was like, if I ever buy this car, I want that one in front. And it's that car.
Yeah.
So I've actually physically bought that actual car that 10 years ago I went, I want that so bad. Yeah. Way. So I have completed life.
Game over.
Completed. But we'll point out, it's a heap of crap, but it's so cool and I cannot wait to kick its head in. It's so much fun.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like people go, "Oh, what car have you got?" And they're expecting me to be like, "Oh yeah," like even having the name Broke Boys, I think they still expect me to be like, "Oh yeah, bro, I've got like an S3 and it's bagged on wheels and blah blah." And it's just like, no, I don't. Like I sat down a couple of months ago and was like, I need to get a project car. I had a classic Mini, which I adored, but then it was like, I need to get a project car that I can prove to people that for under $2,000 you could really have a decent funny car that no one's got, and as well you can, because it seems to be this whole big thing right now about how you need to have a car that like destroys the car scene. And to be fair to you, like, I've never really been that guy, but like I would really like to prove that you can actually buy something quite unique. Hence why come up on a random Facebook page, 850 quid Rover 213S. I was like, I think my granddad had the hatchback looking version.
I think my granddad had one of them.
Same front end looking.
But it was a different car to that.
Yeah. And I saw it and I was like, banging. I'm getting that. Like, and instantly it looked really clean. And I was like, I'm going to take that. And I think like when they go, oh, what car have you got? I'm like, bro, I've got a Rover. They're like,
what?
A Rover? Like, why have you got that?
See, that's what I'm saying. That reaction. So I've told two very different people about the car I've just bought. And their reaction has been night and day. One went, no way, that's the sickest thing ever. I want that. I remember this and I remember that. And the other one was like, all right. And that guy isn't that into cars. He doesn't get it. I had to explain why. I'm probably going to get more enjoyment out of that and ownership of that than I will out of my RS3, which is a really weird thing to say out loud. Yeah. But yeah, that was really funny.
One of the like, I'm going to say it, the coolest people when it comes to car scene cars is a kid called Josh Greswell. Yeah, I think that's how you say his last name. His name's Joshua. Like on
right.
And he's had. I'm getting him on the podcast. You're gonna say who he is?
I picked his Nissan
Prairie.
Prairie. From at Players to win Players.
Did you up on stage?
Yeah, because I thankfully, shout out to Players, I actually got to go around the car show and actually pick a couple of cars.
Yes,
which was nice. Thankfully, Matt's actually won, which was really nice.
Unbelievable.
Which was lovely. But his Prairie thing,
but like that,
was one of the cars. Like, it's got blue tinted windows, the weirdest thing in the world, and it's got these stretched stupid wheels on it.
Yeah.
And his Civic as well, which I've seen before with the mirrored glass and that. Sickest thing ever.
But that's what I mean. Like, you get... I think people kind of... There's so many people out there that, like, I don't want to say it like this, but they're, like, unknown. Like, do you know what I mean? They're, like...
But they're building these sick cars out of nothing, and I appreciate that.
And I think a lot of people are like, oh, like, I can't... Like, why can't I do that? That they have that kind of resentment.
Money, that's the thing, yeah.
Mate, he proves it. He proves it so bad.
So
like, he
cool.
proves, like...
Shout out to him for building some weird stuff.
Mate, he's coming on the podcast. He's sorting me out with... Well, he's not... We're working on doing some sort of deal with coilovers that he can make and stuff like that.
Yeah, that'd be
for
sick.
the Rover.
Yeah.
Like, but, like, I just look at his stuff and I just think to myself, like, guys, like... This kid kills it every time.
Yeah.
Like, why aren't you fucking doing what he does?
Yeah.
Like, you've gone out and bought yourself a brand new fucking Seat Ibiza and you're wondering why the scene doesn't fucking like you. Like, if you really want that kind of, I don't know, if you want that record, like,
you want that car, crack on, yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool,
100%. I'm not slagging it. You see the point I'm making.
Yeah,
like,
if you
there are a lot
want
of kids
to-
out there that think that, like, they have to go get a certain car to get a certain reaction of certain people.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
But
you
you
can
got a
go buy
Nissan Prairie, like
I didn't even know what it
MPV, and
was.
slammed it on
Yeah.
some wheels, and we're like, yeah, this is cool. But
That's
like,
what I mean.
there's no like, if people judge him, I'm assuming he's like, okay.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like-
I don't think I've ever seen anyone
To have the bollocks to actually do that is another matter, though. Like, to have like shout, like imagination first, and then having the bollocks to actually go through with it.
Yeah.
That's real. That's
Yeah.
cool. I like that.
But like stuff like he's just bought, I think, a Mazda. I don't know what it is, but
Yeah, I've seen that. I've never even seen one in my
brand
life.
new. It's definitely not brand new. Like
Looks new.
his new car, yeah, is a Mazda.
Yeah.
But like that sort of thing, mate. For me, it's like sits so well with the brand. It sits so well with
cool,
just
isn't it?
kind of trying to prove to people that you don't have to have a lot of money. You don't have to do a lot of things. You
But
can
just good
be,
imagination and pull it through, like
Yeah.
make it happen.
and just be cool. Just be
Yeah.
cool with it. Like he's just an all round cool thinker. If that makes sense. So. But yeah, I'm excited. You need to show me what this car is.
Yeah. Go to my channel and my Facebook and Instagram, and you'll see it probably at the time this goes out, maybe.
Yeah.
If I've pulled my finger out. Yeah.
Do you think?
Yeah, maybe.
Like,
It's-
as
it
it
is-
just a photo release, or are you going to do like a full?
No, we're doing
Is he driving?
Yeah,
He
it
says-
runs and drives. It's got no MOT. It needs a service. I'm going to take it for... Basically, I'm going to do not a build series, but like a series of me buying it,
Yeah.
a car I've always wanted. I've made a list of cars
Is that-
I've always wanted, and I'm going to tick them off.
Is
over
that
the next
video
couple
you
of
saying
years.
you buying it? Is that video shot? Like,
Yes, shot.
ooh.
Done. And the next video is actually Friday. I'm going in to check all the underneath, and that's going to be a video. I've bought this car. Is it okay?
Yeah.
And then the next video is MOTing it, and then reviving it because it's red and it's very, very sun baked. So
I do love a red car though, mate.
Yeah.
Like, it's so weird. To
I've wanted this for. But like, what do you think it is?
I don't have a clue.
Yeah, that's the thing. When I say what it is,
Hang on. So I don't want you to give me any hints, but like you're saying that this is a car that at the age of a certain.
I couldn't afford the insurance on it. Let's just say that. And it's not. It's of my era. Like we're talking 2000s, hot hatch, exciting,
Hot hatch.
cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that's it.
But that's where I'm keeping it at because it's that car to me that I always wanted.
like a 106 or something. Oh, my close.
Close, mate, like it.
All right,
yeah,
I won't guess anymore just in
yeah.
case. I don't want to get that like.
But it's that era, and I've made a list of cars, and some of them are getting away a bit too quickly on the old monetary terms.
Yeah.
Like a 205 GTI, way like a nice one come up the other day for like $5,000, and I was like, ooh, to just have and do a video on. Ooh, I'm not sure about that. So, yeah,
My era. You said about hot hatches. My era was like we were saying earlier on, like the Corsa. So you had a Corsa B.
Corsa C.
Oh, you had a Corsa C. Okay,
Yeah, 03 plate.
and that's what you put on it.
Yeah. Put
Okay.
It on there and because I learned to drive in one, and I
Yeah.
really liked the shape.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, this is cool.
When did you pass your driving test? What year?
2008.
Oh fuck.
Yeah,
I'm 14.
Back 2009 maybe.
I was
'cause I had
15 in
motorbikes.
2009. I know that.
I had motorbikes before that.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I've never been a bike guy.
I wasn't, and I passed my CBT when I was like 16 because a mate was selling a scooter, so I was like, oh, I'll just have that. We can cruise around with my mates and that, and it really got me into bikes. So I then went to a CBR 125. Shout out, 4-stroke, lovely, and cool, really cool bike. Modified it, put an exhaust, wheel stickers on it, and like loads of bits, and then I wanted like a really nice 400.
Yeah.
Bought
See, numbers and stuff I'm getting, but like all this stuff you're saying to me.
So, if you know
bikes?
what an RVF 400 is,
Nope.
NC35, go on eBay, see how much they are. They're about $7,000 now. I bought mine for £1,000, sold it for £1,500. What an idiot!
Wow, really?
It's like a classic race bike, basically.
The closest I ever got to ever being motorbike-ish was I bought a Yamaha R1 engine for my Mini. Never put it in.
Right.
I sold it because I was getting low on funds.
But like, I came off that bike and that was the end of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, come off in the snow because I didn't have a car at the time. I was riding my bike all year round.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was done after that. And
did you really hurt yourself, or was you lucky?
Scraped my knees up and that, but it threw. I was only doing like 25, 23 mile an hour around the corner, but it threw me up. It threw me so badly that I was like, nah, I'm never getting on. And I've been on an R6 after that, and that's it.
Yeah.
I want another bike, but I don't necessarily want to ride it.
I will be straight. Yeah, I will be straight. I really appreciate like Harleys.
I was just about to say the only bike I'd buy is a Harley at the moment.
That's
Harley,
really
mate.
stereotypical. I don't know what I'm talking about language as well, but like that whole kind of like American Harley, that sort of thing. I appreciate them a lot.
I love sports bikes, but they're just understandably they're all dangerous in their own right. But like a big Harley's just the way I'd go with it. So.
You ever seen? Is it? It's called like the Bike Shed or something. Or there's something in London. It's like a bikers club, and it's like they've got like a restaurant tea room area, and they do all this, and they have those like, they look like it's like that kind of
cafe races and stuff.
Yeah, like that sort of like
really
modified
cool,
like
going down.
And like the slipstream hats and shit, and like the biggles.
The cafe races stuff's really nice, but it's like it's really old school. But you can get new versions of those old school bikes. I just American stuff.
Yeah.
So
see, like I look at it and appreciate it, but
I'd have one in my house, like in my living room, on the
wall.
wall.
100%.
Yeah, that'd be sick. But yeah, I know what you mean in that sense. Like you can appreciate stuff like that, even if you don't know a lot about it.
When a geezer turns up and he's like a silver fox, slick back grey hair, and he's got
like,
all
leather
his leathers on.
Yeah.
You're cool as fuck. He turns up on a bike and like pulls his gloves off, that sort of thing. Like
that guy.
I appreciate you, but I don't want it. It looked great in my living room.
Too cold
again.
near, mate. Like the UK's too cold for that sort of stuff.
100%.
So yeah.
I
get that.
But yeah, man. So really, we've been going for a long time. So wrap it up. I'm excited to have you at this year's show, mate.
Yeah, man. Make sure you come down to the show. It's gonna be sick. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna bring my cars along.
Yeah.
Gonna have a stand.
That I was gonna say just quickly. So you're assuming the RS3 is gonna be the one that's done.
Probably, yeah.
Is there any way that you can bring both the truck and
the truck and the RS3? I could try. Very easy.
I'm selling you on a picture.
Need the space that the truck has, if I'm quite honest.
Well, that's what I was going to say, because obviously as a trader you get a certain amount of pitch space for cars as well, and I think it would be really cool because it's not
both of them sat there.
I do like variety inside the halls, and knowing that you own both. Once again, like I said before, there's no sort of way of getting inside unless you're with a trader. But seeing you have a very cool. I mean, I know
they would look quite good, ratty and crap next to each other, because one's going to be wrapped like a race car and one's wrapped like a NAS truck.
And,
so
it's sick. Yeah. And all due respect, there's going to be another RS3. There's
100%.
There's not going to be another.
And you know, that's why I've done that to the RS3s, because it is the car I've always wanted, but I still want to make it a bit the way I would want to build one. So, but yeah, I know what you mean. We'll talk about that down the line. I won't mind bringing both though, because both of them need to go to a couple of shows this year, because. I'm going to sell the truck this year anyway, so breaking hearts.
Have you told your channel that? So, what? Oh, this is full of exclusives.
Yeah. So something else is on the horizon. I'm never satisfied, so I want to import something.
Amazing. Import. Hang on, you've just gone to Japan.
Have I?
Okay.
Oh.
You're saying import. Okay, all right. But yeah, thank you very much, mate. Like I said earlier on, it's going to be very hard to top you, mate.
Mate, I'm a normal person.
No,
don't you worry about that.
No, but
there's nothing special over here. I'm just a person that likes cars and just does videos for the internet.
Even so, like it was obviously when I reached out to you, I was like, yeah, this is fucking cool. And originally you were like, yeah, I'll do it. Like I'm down for that. Which thank you so much for putting your fucking faith in me.
Yeah.
But then again. actually have it yet. I was like, oh, sick. Like, he actually said yes to it.
Too right, mate. I'm always doing like stuff, and I'm always travelling and that. And I was like literally around the corner the day before, so why wouldn't I be here? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, cool. And I'm sorry about my power cuts and
it's all right.
Clicking
Don't
off
worry,
cameras.
everybody.
I mean, for the next person, it might look a bit more professional, but even so,
no, mate,
you
I've enjoyed it. It's been really good.
Bro.
Yeah, you've done really well because I wouldn't be able to set this up. Let's just say
I'm
that.
sitting here. I keep looking down here to the cameras and stuff. I keep looking down at the chair, and I've got like the sound box in here,
just to make sure it's still recording and everything.
Because it didn't earlier on, and I was getting worried about it. Battery's okay on there, and mate. Yeah. But yeah, it's been a laugh. Thank you so much, bro. Appreciate it
very much. And we'll be at the show.
Yeah, make sure you go subscribe to Jamie's channel and check him out. Jamie FYD, no underscores or anything. Is it for Instagram?
Instagram, there is in our Jamie _FYD.
Okay, yeah. Jamie _FYD.
But just put it in. Put FYD in. It will come up. And on YouTube and that.
Oh yeah, you got a separate account for FYD as well. Specifically.
No.
Okay,
just
you.
all rolls at the same thing. Yeah.
I was going to say, just in case I missed it. All right, wicked man. Appreciate it. Make sure you go do it. Mate, I've not done this in such a while. Hit the subscribe button for us as well. That'll do.
Yeah.
And give us a like. Appreciate it. Safe.